All right, what's up, y'all? As you can see, Brandon is back tonight. Welcome to tonight's
Yes, sir.
episode of Juicy Real Talk, where you have me and you have Brandon on the books. And listen, y'all, it's a celebration. It's a celebrate. I have officially lost my movie night virginity. Okay, I now have
Okay.
seen it with my own eyes. And tonight episode was chaotic, and we're gonna talk about before movie night, during movie night. But anyway, what's going on, Brandon? How you feeling?
Man, I'm gonna say this is a movie night like none other that I've ever seen. This was bizarre, bro. Like they really, they really did a lot. The clips were longer than I've ever seen. I have never seen a movie night where it's been multiple episodes. So that's gonna be a first. Like they had so much footage to show that they literally split it up into two different episodes. So we won't get back until Thursday. So that's interesting.
Oh my goodness. There, bro. The
I've also
toxicity.
never seen like people I've never seen this much arguing in between clips. Like usually productions like, all right, cut next clip, or
Hmm.
like go start playing the next clip in the middle of it. It's almost like they wanted to generate all of this. So
But also they know they have people, Trinity and Kada and Anaya and Melanie, people who are going to cut people off. Like Trinity always has something to say. She pissed me the freak off. We're gonna talk about that soon because I don't know what it is that she has with KC, but it's just like it
I
is
think she
getting.
likes him. I think my theory from a couple nights ago was right, man. I think she has to like KC because you know what I'm saying. Like Bryce said that to KC one time. He was like, like, do you like my girl or something? Like, why are you always talking to Trinity? So I mean, like, I can only imagine like what is her deal with this man because her and Anaya don't even seem that close. When Anaya's crying in Soul Ties, it's Melanie that goes and comforts her. It's not Anaya or it's not Trinity. You know what I'm saying?
You know what it is?
I
You're
don't even
right.
see their friendship.
Yeah, you're right. She definitely likes KC, but there's also this bit where I feel like Trinity, you know how we often talk about how like Melanie is unhealed. We talk about how Anaya is unhealed.
Mhm.
But let's be honest, Trinity shows up in her conflict with KC that she's unhealed. I think he's like a there's some type of trauma, there's some type of trigger that he does for her. And I feel like is it something from her past? But she's also one of those women. You have these women who feel like, even before movie night, they was like, let's just stick together. They feel like we ladies, we gotta stick together. They have like this mentality that like
The
because we're
she
women,
mentality.
right or right, whether right or wrong, and it was a lot of
Kenzie
wrong.
literally said it. Kenzie literally said, I don't want to argue. And then Trinity said, I know I've been talking shit or whatever, but let's just all stick together tonight. It's just like, what are y'all really on? You know what I'm saying?
Bullshit.
Like
They on the
this
bullshit.
isn't no for real. Like what are y'all smoking? Like you're here to state your opinions and be authentic. This isn't team sports. This isn't girls versus boys. What the hell do you think this is? They like you think this is like Republicans versus Democrats, red versus blue? You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't a team. This isn't the Lakers versus the Celtics. This ain't a team sport, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to stand on and judge individually in each case by case scenario using your
Abs-
objective brain like a human being. What is wrong with you, sheep? Like in this villa, I don't get it. Sorry, rant over.
No, bro, you're good. That's what we're here for. So, okay, because like I'm gonna be honest, I was livid. I was pissed off so many times during this episode.
It's just
Okay,
they
so
really blew me tonight. They really blew me.
bro, if y'all can see my facial reactions as I was watching this shit, I fucking wanted to punch the fucking screen. Okay,
My girl doesn't
so
want to watch anymore. Done.
this is pathetic. All right, so do we want to go in order,
I
or do
think
we
let's
want
just knock out the start of the episode real quick, and then we
to?
can
Great.
just,
Okay, yeah, because we got a lot to say about movie night. So let's talk at the
we got
beginning of the
we got
episode.
Gil and Kinsey.
Yeah, I was just gonna say what stood out to me. Let's talk about that. First of all, let's start off with Jen, right? So Jen kind of went back to the group. She went back to the girls to tell how the conversation went with Gal. And what I noticed about, I don't know if y'all peeped it, but she wasn't really transparent about what really went down. She literally said, she said, I told him that it's not going to work. And it's like, Jen, girl, I pay attention. We pay attention. He was the one who said this is not going to work. He is the one who kind of like said this is not going to work. And then she just stared there stunned. I just thought it was interesting because I feel like Jen, I love how she came at Kenzie. She was straightforward. Like that girl ain't scared to just say what it is. I appreciated the directness, but I say that to say the fact that she can be so direct. It was just interesting to me how she would lie to them and make it seem like she told him that it's not going to work when he initiated that. I just thought that was interesting.
Jen was definitely trying to break up with him earlier in the previous episode. Like she was trying to end it all because she was like, "I don't feel like you like me. I feel like I feel like you don't seem like you like me at all. You seem kind of like rude and blah blah blah." OTL in the chat, what's happening, y'all? You know what I'm saying? So, like she definitely did seem like she was trying to break it off early to be like the one to do it first. Which I don't know why she chose Gal. Like I've been saying this from the start. She should have chose Ronnie, light skinned Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? But she didn't do that, and now look where she is. You know what I'm saying? She might be left high and dry. So
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Janice
I
have
mean,
a
no, who explores Jen at this point?
she's having a hard time. I don't see it working out for her. I think the only way that Janice gonna get a connection is if they bring some new bombshells into the villa. I feel like honestly, especially with tonight being movie night, I feel like let's just be honest, the main characters are like the OG people.
Yeah,
Unless you're TT and
Caleb
Parmita.
might not even have a video.
Of course
Like
he
they
don't.
might not even have
He
videos.
wouldn't even
So
show him
like,
in the last episode. Right. So I just feel like at this point in the game, this is the OG Villa show, and everybody else is just here as observers. They're pretty much like us. They're just watching it because at this point, like,
mhm,
what are you
mhm,
contributing to the show?
mhm.
Absolutely
We're gonna
nothing.
get to the movie night in a second, y'all. In the chat, we're gonna get to the movie night in a second. We're gonna knock out the beginning of the episode real quick first. All right. So
Yes.
what happened after Jen breaking it
Oh,
down to the girls?
okay. Yeah. So what that was pretty much it. I just peeped how Jen communicated that, but let's move on to what happened next. So again, Kenzie, as she pisses us off, but I gotta say before we get to the Dylan of it all, I like that she was transparent with Dylan, right? She told him exactly what happened. That's one thing I always appreciate about her. She's not like a sincere where she's gonna lie about what happened. She was honest. She said, "Yeah, we tongue kissed or we made out." He leaned in, like everything she said was true. But what stood out to me though was Dylan was hurt and crying. I think this is the first time, like usually on this cast, the women are initiating the tears, the women are initiating the hurt. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's interesting to see him being so emotional, but at the same time, I'm like, damn, bro, like, did you not realize that this is Love Island and like that? I don't know. It was just kind of like I appreciate a man being vulnerable, so I'm gonna support that. But on the other side of it, I'm like, damn, bro, are you a good fit for this show? Because I'm like, just imagine if he would have came in sooner. I mean, everybody was kissing and exploring everybody, and he was just like, he literally shed real tears. Wow, what do you think
Mhm,
about
mhm.
that interaction?
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a man cry based off of like a relationship that was this short on Love Island. I was genuinely shocked. I mean, of course, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I was genuinely shocked just because of the fact that no, I mean, honestly, there is something wrong with that. Even if a girl cried over something that had been this short, we would be like, why is she crying? They barely knew each other, like
Right, this
because I
giving
mean,
cray
like
cray.
yeah, because I mean, like Jen and Gal, like Jen didn't cry over Gal's ass, like right, so like yeah, I guess I don't really get it. I
But
mean,
it
I
was
guess
sad. You can
maybe
see
I
he was
think I think
crushed.
he felt stupid. I think he felt stupid, like more so than anything. And it was because like she also kind of did it like in a sneaky way. Like she closed the door, you know what I'm saying, and like put him in secret and stuff, and didn't really say that she was gonna explore him beforehand. I don't
No,
know.
no,
I'm
no, no,
trying.
no,
I'm
no, no.
trying. I'm trying. I'm
She,
just trying
no,
to
she
put
did
myself
tell
in his
him.
shoes.
No, no, no. She did put no the
Last
com-
episode? Was that last episode?
Yeah, in the last episode, she had the conversation with him, and she told him she was still going to explore that connection. Like I said, we
Mhm.
say we want about Kenzie, but she's always her transparency is always there. Um, yeah, I did feel bad with for him, like especially like the look on his face when she first gave the news, he looked crushed. You could see it,
Yeah.
but as it went on, and he was just started crying again. At first, I'm like, okay, this is nice. He's being vulnerable. We need that representation of a man being vulnerable. But on the other hand, I'm just like, Kenzie girl, you better be careful with this one because it's given if a man is crying that soon, you known him for a couple of days, he's already and he said he let it be known in previous episode. He was like, I'm closed off with Kenzie. She's the only one I want to explore. I'm just like, damn, bro. Like, I don't know. He's gonna if he's with Kenzie, who is normally loosey goosey, he's gonna have to.
Right.
Hopefully, she's a changed woman now. But I just hope she doesn't break his heart because he's very sensitive. Maybe he's a Cancer. I don't know.
Could be, mayhaps. I don't know. I mean, I think he might be one of the LA guys. I know Gal is from LA, but and like they seem a little softer, and
Yeah,
like slightly, feminist. Maybe he's just really in touch with his feminine side and
feelings.
just kind of, yeah. Maybe he's just, I don't know.
And I love that. No,
But
I
I
appreciate
don't
that
really
because some
like
men
them
are like
staying
that.
together though. I don't like them like because it feels like when she's hugging him, she doesn't seem happy. Like the next day when they're
Right.
having that
She's like the
conversation,
man. Yeah.
it felt weird. Like with her like reassuring him, and like you can see her eyes. Like I don't know. She seemed like she was like dissociating almost, kind of
Because it
like
kind of
sincere when he's hugging Amora or Soul.
yes, and I think the reason why it feels that way is because it just appeared that she was just doing it out of sympathy. It was like, okay, like, because even when she told him, she was like, yeah, like, I guess I'll. It seems like she was just kind of like, well, now I have to close myself off with you. She was feeling bad because not only did she make him cry, Jen was also upset too. So she had two people upset with her. Other people in the villa are gossiping about how she moves. So I was just like, yeah, she was definitely pressured. So we'll see what happens with this. But what I will say though, guys, and good news if they do work out, I think they have a chance of winning the show. Because you got to think about it. And then here's why I'll say you got first of all to your theory about the white couple situation, but he was crying, right? He got hurt, right? He cried, he was vulnerable. I don't think we've had a man, at least this season, like openly cry and be that vulnerable. And then you have Kenzie. I love Kenzie. I think she's the MVP. A lot of people, I don't really check the polls, but I know a lot of people like Kenzie. You know, she does the splits. She's kind of funny. She explores the villa, like she kind of like plays the Love Island game. I feel like
I think the board four are the favorites, like popularity
ew,
wise, probably.
really?
Yeah, yeah.
That is sad. And you know why they're the favorite? It's because
Just
the
because.
toxic traumatized community are going to defend them. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's just what it is.
But they won't win the final vote though, because that's when all of like the millennials and us come out. You know what I'm saying? That's when we come out to vote usually. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
the more
So
rational,
that's like
level-headed people.
because like it's the same thing with like Huda fans last year, right? The Huda fans all were, you know what I'm saying, writing for her, but eventually it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for them to win, and Amaya won out. You know, so like I feel like the same thing will happen.
Right. Are we gonna continue, y'all? Because listen, we gotta get to we real excited to get to the movie night part.
In the
So we're
comments,
gonna
they crack me up. They say there's
oh, I
nothing
haven't
wrong
even
with
read
crying. It's because it's over Kinsey.
ah
Wow.
right. No, seriously, imagine crying over Kenzie. And I told y'all last night in my
Because she's
last
explored 8 guys at this point.
8 guys, bro. And they put all this heat on KC and Sincere, but it's like, yo,
Let's get
I
into
mean,
it.
we gonna talk about Sincere later
Let's
because
get into it. Let's get
I
into
can't
it.
defend him. But anyway, they put a lot of heat on other people, but she's the one who explored the most. Let's move on to the next situation. So, one thing that said about Kinsey, she said to me, a kiss is like a handshake. And that I don't know if you called that. I called it. She said to me, a kiss is like a handshake. And so she never lied because one thing Kenzie's gonna do is kiss without thinking twice about it. She's definitely Dora the Explorer. Um,
Got her backpack on.
that shit was kind of funny though. I hope that on the upcoming episode of Movie Night that they show the clip. Because listen, we want some drama with Jen. I want so Jen and Kato was having that conversation. Jen was like, she just likes attention. She likes more than one. She needs attention to survive in here, and that's not cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Kato was agreeing with her. So like, yeah, Jen, like you got a lot to say, and
Now we
I
need to
just
see that. We
they
need to see that. Like producers, are y'all gonna put that in there? Are y'all?
please.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if they had enough time because it would be a pretty quick turnaround because that was only like this episode or last episode. So you know what I'm saying? But I mean, definitely a lot of the girls have talked crap about Kenzie for sure. So we need those clips because I mean,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like this sisterhood shit is bull because it's fake. This is like it was last season too. They had this sisterhood nonsense.
And I
Just
heard
like y'all.
I heard they're not even close anymore. I was talking to my girl today. She was saying how they're not even Chelly and
Of
Alandria
course they're
fell
not.
out. A lot of they all fell out.
Mm-hmm. The girls in UK will stay together usually, like friends. Okay, anyways,
Yeah.
whatever next, Juicy.
And so what happened next is oh, we're gonna get off of Jen in a minute, but I just know I just peeped out. She was like, I wouldn't be your friend if this wasn't Love Island. I
That
wouldn't
was
trust
real.
you.
That was
Yeah.
real.
And I gained some respect for Jen, bro, because you know you have people who have the side conversations behind the scenes. Like Jen was talking her big one to Kata, but she also came and she told Kenzie directly in her face what time it was. So I gained a lot of respect. Even with last night's episode, I felt bad for her with how Gal. So you wasn't here on the live last night, but I talked about how Gal manipulated her. just to get away from that situation when he could have been more transparent with her. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt very bad for her last night, and then tonight to see her like stand 10 toes down with Kenzie. A lot of respect for Jen, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
Gal is one of my least favorite Islanders, like along with Sincere. Like out of the guys, they're both awful. So
you said Gal and Sincere, your least favorite guys.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're both awful, like manipulators.
yeah. Oh, and I have something when we get to Sincere soon. I have
Zach and
like
Bryce are next.
I got it right. I got a not a bombshell, but I got some tea or something about Sincere that I want to share with y'all when we get to that Sincere later, because it's going to help reveal. You guys are going to understand Sincere a little bit more when I reveal that later. But let's
Oh,
go ahead and talk. Let's get into movie night. So
oh
Melanie
yeah.
gets this text, and she's like, I got a text. And then the first thing that made me laugh was after she said that it was movie night, Anaya was the first one to scream out, I'm so excited. And I'm like, girl, Anaya, like, why are you excited for movie night? Like, you're about to be the main one fucking cutting up and acting a damn fool like you from a mental health institution. And she proved my point. She turned up on this episode. But what
She
stood out
did.
to me, though, is right before we got into movie night, Kata got mad at Zach before they actually watched the movie. Kata loves to just create some fucking problems with Zach. Like, Kata is local. She
Well, I
was
mean,
annoying me
it's
tonight.
because she can sense, like, because of all the little shit that Zach has said or whatever. Like, she can sense that he doesn't like her as much as she likes him, or I mean, like she sees what we see. It's just she's too, as much as they call Casey a coward, she's too cowardly to stand on it and actually confront her man about how she feels. Really, you know what I'm saying? So instead, we have to hear all these little passive aggressive comments of the episode, and then she doesn't actually do anything. That's the Kata cycle.
Okay. We're gonna get okay because I have some questions for you because I'm trying to I'm trying to figure out like because she did a lot tonight. Like she's always like cursing him out, and or like he's trying, or when he's trying to speak, she'll like not let him speak. Like he's trying to communicate his thoughts, and she's cutting him off. So I'm just like, I feel like she is giving him the energy, but it's just like it's toxic energy. It's like let him speak so you can hear. Same with the Naya, like let KC talk so you can hear and understand his disposition.
I mean, but like, it's just like yesterday. Oh, he's in the doghouse. Girl, the doghouse? Like, what are you talking about? Y'all are kissing in bed the same night. It's just like, like, it's just all talk with it, Like, so that's just what I mean. Like, it's just a cycle with her where she can see what we see, where we can tell that Zach doesn't really like her. Okay,
Yeah.
anyways, I guess, all right, what's the first clip? Let's get into it.
Okay, we're gonna get to the first clip, but can I just say one thing? The elephant in the room, or maybe the elephant in my room in here. When Bryce screams out, "Oh my God, what are they gonna show about me?" Bryce, like, bro, you're not. Oh yeah, he was like, "Oh my God, what am I? I'm scared."
I did not interpret it that way.
Bryce, what the fuck are you? Did not explore anybody in Casa Amor. Like, what are they gonna show you do? Licking her feet during the challenge?
He's afraid of all of the Zach stuff.
Oh yes. Oh, they're gonna play it.
That was my realization when he said that. Oh, so you weren't thinking of that, but when you said it, I thought that. So that's why he was scared.
Oh, okay.
He was scared because he realized,
Okay, I stand corrected. Yeah, Bryce, boy, you better fucking get scared. But at the end of the day, though, let's be clear. I think
Trinity doesn't. For me,
but Trinity she's already knows. She's already aware of what's going on, right? She's always like,
but she might not know how bad it is because she hasn't seen the behind the scenes humping and the girth check, and she hasn't seen it. It's one thing,
I need this because
they should show it.
We need an argument between them. They just always like, oh, you just make me so happy. This little fake boring stuff. You make me so happy. If they don't show it, okay.
Before we actually get into the clips, my main problem with this episode is production. They are so biased. It's ridiculous. Okay. This is the most biased produced like season 11 that I've seen. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but the Anaya clips, they leave out so many things that she says that are insulting about KC.
Right, like you're a coward, you're a bitch. She called him grandpa. Like they played when he called her grandma, but Anaya literally called him grandpa, guys. They didn't show that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I got a whole list in my phone. We're gonna go through it when we get there. But
Oh,
I
I love
mean,
it.
this was an extremely, and you can tell by how long the clips were because they only had so many clips for some of them, and then had so many clips for the others, right? You know what I'm saying? Like Sincere and Casey were the longest Love Island movie clips that I have ever seen in probably 10 seasons of this show that I've watched, between three of the USA and like 8 of the UK. Okay,
Jesus, you
so
wow,
but I
you done
mean
seen a lot.
between that much Love Island I've seen, Casey and Sincere tonight by far had double the amount that I have ever seen for any other movie night. It was crazy. They just kept on going and going and going. And
But can I
Casey at
say,
one point was like, I can't watch this. Go ahead.
yo, I just want to say this. Sincere definitely deserved the camera footage that he got tonight. Let me tell y'all one thing I know
He
that's
did.
for sure. Sincere was the star of the cinema. Okay, he was the leading actor. Everybody, listen, Dylan was eating his popcorn. I was eating my invisible popcorn. Like we was locked in because Sincere had a whole lot to go. But let's before we get to Sincere though, it starts off with Kata and Zach. So we're gonna start with that first clip. Okay, so here's what I just let's just talk about that. So I feel like he had already told her that he explored connections. She saw the pictures. It's Casa Amor. Like clearly he did some things. But I just feel like she was going so hard as if they said we're closed off, as if he lied to her and told her that he did absolutely nothing. I just feel like the energy that she was giving him wasn't warranted, I feel like. And I feel like she wasn't listening to his perspective. He was trying to speak several times and she was like
Wait, who are we
dismissing him.
talking about? Anaya and Casey?
No, we're not there yet. We're talking about Kata and
Oh,
I
okay.
know it probably,
Sorry.
but she cuts him off too, so I can see why you would think that. But no, we're talking about Kata and Zach right now.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah, but so I forgot what clip was first. So yeah, it was the Lana stuff and all that. Yeah, she was kind of doing a lot. Because I mean, like, again, okay, once again, I guess we haven't gotten the Kata clip yet, but is there a Kata clip? Are they going to show her saying that Che is a big dog and Zach is a little puppy? Are they going to show that?
Ooh, right.
Are they going to show
Right,
that?
right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because I mean, really, this is there is crazy cognitive dissonance in the villa between
Delusion.
the board four, and the rest of the villa. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see even like Carl is like he's like the trance is starting to break. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes. Carl, wake up, bro.
tonight was revealing for all
Carl,
of
you
the
better
elements,
run.
and you could see some of them starting to wake up. Like, wait, no, these girls is on bullshit. What were they talking about? You can see some of them starting to wake up. TT, Amora, you know what I'm saying? Carl, Caleb, Jaden. You can Permida. You can see them starting to be like, wait, what the fuck are they even talking? They're hypocrites. You can see them starting to wake up. It was kind of
Like
crazy.
literally, I was like, yes, I was so proud of some of them for standing up. We're gonna get into it.
Oh yes, yes we will.
So anything else you want to say about Kata tripping over Zach, or do you want to move on?
I think it'll get more interesting once we talk about Alana leaving the villa or Casa. Do we
Okay.
want to talk
Yeah.
about that now
Yeah,
or?
we can. Before we start, I just want to say I thought it was really cute when and just a nice response when Zach said, I'd rather be in this villa with you, annoyed with me, than not with you at all. I thought that was a nice thing. I felt like if I was her in that moment and Zach told me that, I was like, all right, that was kind of sweet. Let me calm down. I'm doing too much. He's giving me the proper reassurance. And he told her time and time again, like even when you think about when they both chose each other, when they realized when she saw him come in by himself, he ran up there to her. They both were so excited. And my thing is like, she was so set on this man has left me for somebody else. And I'm like, she's so insecure. You have been with him for like 3 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
You really think he would throw away a relationship in 3 days for someone he just met? The only reason why KC threw away his relationship with Anaya because it was toxic and there was nothing really there, and he was able to be free. But if she genuinely thought after they've had sex and all the other intimate things they've done, if she really thought that he would just throw it away in 3 days, it just goes to show that she's unstable. But let's go ahead. I'll let you kick it off.
As far as the next part, do we really want to get into it already?
Yes, talk
I
about
mean,
it.
I don't really have much more to say about Zach and Kata. You know what I'm saying? Like, eventually, okay, so at a certain point, you know what I'm saying? Actually, we'll talk about this, right? So at a certain point, you know what I'm saying, during the next segment, I believe during the the Casa segment, right? You know what I'm saying? You can hear them talking about how Alana isn't there at the recoupling
Mm-hmm.
for
The racism.
Casey's and no, it was Casey and it was Casey's clip where he chooses TT at the recoupling, which we actually didn't even see the footage of that. So like, also just side note, real quick, a big complaint with this season for like of mine personally, they mismanaged the time. Like like so much stuff takes so much time and they just don't edit it down enough, and then we get these long challenges and stuff too, but then they cut out stuff that we actually should be seeing. It doesn't
Right.
make
This
sense.
episode should have been much longer, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We had two 1 hour 30 minute episodes. Why do we have Meg the Stallion?
Oh my god!
Um,
Don't even get me started on ass cheeks.
right. But anyways, and oh my god, that pink wig. Oh, what's up? What are we doing? What are we doing, Meg? But anyways, so I used to like her music too. But anyways, so
Ah,
we're in that recoupling, right? And that was nasty.
called the
Not the
ah.
um we had one of the nastiest recouplings, right? You know what I'm saying? With that KC clip, right? And we get to see the Casa Amor stuff, which we did not actually see as viewers. They noticed that Alana's not there. Kate is, sidebarring with you or whatever, right? It was also extremely funny because you could tell that she did not care at all about, or you could tell that Trinity and Kato did not at all care about Anadia or her feelings at all throughout this, because they kept on like, sidebarring and or whatever, instead of consoling Anaya or whatever, or
Wait,
supporting her or whatever,
you talking
right?
about supporting her when? Just to be clear, because she
When
always
the
needs
clip is
support.
playing, where I'm at right now, the clip is playing of Casey going crazy in Casa Amor. Okay,
Okay.
and then the recoupling's playing, and he's choosing TT, right? During all of those moments, Kata's like, "Wait, where's Alana at?" You know what I'm saying? She does not care
Right.
at
She was
all
only
about what's
focused on
going
her. She
on.
was
She's
so
focused
fucking
on her,
insecure. Right.
right? You get what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyways, and then at a certain point in the midst of Casey and Anaya arguing, Kata goes, "Wait, I have one question. Why is Alana not there?" And then Jaden explains that, and then she's like, "Why didn't you tell me?" And then they kind of argue back and forth. How did you feel about that whole back and forth? I thought it was so stupid because she's just going on and on about
Like I
why
said,
didn't you
yes,
tell me and stuff. It's just like, doesn't really matter. He
it
didn't pick.
doesn't matter.
Well,
I
he
feel like
couldn't
she's
pick her. But
what you said.
I said he couldn't pick her. But
He wasn't gonna pick her.
if the girls are saying he wasn't gonna pick her, which is what Jaden was saying, and that's
Yeah.
what TT's saying, and that's what Amore's saying, you listen to the girls, you shut up, and you let it be. It's not even your turn, Kaya. It's not your turn. It's not your
Yeah.
clip.
Yeah, and that's kind of my answer to your question. Is kind of it comes to that part. I just feel like whenever he was trying to talk, she was in disbelief. She was like, whatever, whatever. I actually have a quote of like her being dismissive with him. She told him, whatever. Let me see. Let me get to it. Um, I got a lot of notes. But anyway, she was saying whatever, whatever. I don't want to hear it. She was dismissive. And thank God TT and Amora came in and like kind of validated. They were like, I literally was sleeping next to them. He didn't even touch her. He was always talking about how he valued his connection with you. And so I just think that these women like Anaya and Kata, they do with this service, even Trinity, when they're not allowing the men to speak. It's like they have this narrative in their head. It's like they want to be angry. I'm like, do you not like my thing is this: if you really want a connection with these guys, you really want it to work. I don't know. It's just interesting how they're like hoping for the worst, and they're just their mindset is so set on finding an issue. Kata, stop trying to find an issue. And also remember, girl, this is a challenge. This is a show. Don't let this little clip or this moment make you forget about what you and Zach have built. I just feel like she's quick to forget in the heat of the moment, and she gets angry really quickly. I
Yeah,
like
she
I
does.
yeah, I told you this earlier. In the beginning of the season, there are two people who, just off of the first interaction, they seem classy and well mannered. Anaya and Kata both struck me as like these classy, sophisticated women. And I think as time went on, we kind of see these are some hot headed birds. Like they're angry as fuck. And that's why you can't judge a book by its cover because it's true. We got mad angry birds and we call
No,
them the
there's some Tweety
scoreboard.
birds. Tweety birds, just angry, just always trying to fight. Like Tweety bird, the little yellow.
Yeah, and I do. We'll get there soon, but I do owe one of the birds an apology. But we'll talk about that later when we get to the bird.
Angry birds.
Yes, they're all Angry Birds, but I got one Angry Bird to apologize to about something. We'll talk about that soon. Um, all right, so what do we talk about next? Oh, so next, are you ready to talk about Casey and Anaya? Oh my god, bro, this is like the moment where I
Part one
was
or
like,
part two? Because we really got two. We got two
we
clips to
did
talk
get two
about.
parts. We did get two
Yeah,
parts.
we get
Of
two
course.
arguments.
Okay, so the first one starts with Casey, right?
Mhm.
And so they're kind of running down. You know what though? Damn.
His clips aren't that bad, really. It's just a lot. Um,
Yeah,
but I mean, like, really, like you watch them, and I feel like they really overreact to everything, and they include every single little conversation and sidebar that Casey makes about not feeling Anaya or, feeling like he's not reassured or, that, he wants to explore. Like they include him saying that he wants to explore. And then the girls are like, oh, but it's also like, what? He told Anaya this too. And they don't include the clips of him telling Anaya that he's open to exploring Soul. You know what I'm saying? Or that he would have pulled her for chats. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I don't know. Like, it's really weird because they have these really long clips, but they also just leave out like Anaya storming off of the conversation and all that stuff. Like, Anaya and Casey were not a couple at all going into Casa Amor.
yeah. Can I say? I'm so glad you said this. Let's be clear, guys. Before Casa Amor,
She had walked off him twice.
yeah, so right before Casa Amor, let's in case you guys need a reminder, Anaya and Casey were not in a good place. They were having an argument. She was being very disrespectful. She always called him disrespectful, but she was yelling at him. And she was calling him a coward. She called him all these horrible things. But what she also did before Casa Amor, she said, "You can go explore. I don't give a fuck. Go explore. Find you a girl." And I hope that works out for you. These were her words. And so you have to think from Casey's perspective. He's going into Casa Amor where she has just been disrespectful to him. And of course, he's never able to speak to her. He can't really say his side. She's always going to cut him off and shut him up. And so he was finally in Casa Amor able to speak freely, right? To get that frustration out. He's with the homies, he got some new girls, he's in a different place. And so what we were witnessing tonight was him just being free. And at the end of the day, it's like she tried to defend, like when she after the footage was there, she tried to justify, see, this is why I acted the way I acted. No, lady, she acted the way she acted before she saw the footage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like all this stuff.
Thank God Zach pointed that out. Oh my God, I was going crazy.
I had to give Zach his crazy. Yeah, she's acting like, everything that she did and how she acted was justified. It's like, no, what she did was not just
the disrespect of this man, the disrespect that the way he disrespected and belittled me. Oh my God, that's all she could say. And keep in mind, at this point, what disrespect, what belittlement is Anaya aware of that Casey has said to her?
I think right. I mean,
I don't know. I don't even know.
The thing is,
and then like they said the challenge. They said the challenge where they saw the TV. Did he say anything bad in the TV challenge? I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. I just in the TV challenge, it was just them kissing and being physical, him humping. He was having a lot of fun. He was touchy. So
that's not disrespect.
Yeah, it was a challenge, number one, right? And number two, he was being touchy. It wasn't any verbal disrespect. So all of her stuff that she was saying was just bullshit. But what I will say, the one thing that stood out to me that he did say that I could see why she would feel a certain way with, again, after the fact, after seeing it, is when he mentioned something like, "We have nothing in common."
She says the same thing though.
Exactly.
They didn't include that clip though.
They didn't include it. And then also they didn't include when Melanie, I think it was Melanie or Trinity, one of them would say how he's a little boy. They always say he's a little boy, you deserve a man. And she also said he's a boy, right? But they didn't play that clip either. And so I just think it's very interesting. And
They also should have included the clip of her saying that she wants Casey because Casey's fine shit, implying that Carl isn't. They didn't include any bad Anaya clips, really. They only included her relationship with Carl, like trying to promote it. You know what I'm saying? Almost like the show is biased. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So now let's really get into like the thing that really pissed me off, and when kind of we had this whole big thing, because now that the clip is over, right? Now this is Casey's chance and opportunity to speak. And before he's able to actually speak, you have Trinity, girl, pipe down. Let the fucking man speak. This is not your man. Shut the fuck up. Trinity is over talking him. She's pointing. She's so mad at him like he did something to her. She's acting like he fucking came for her family or some shit. Like, girl, shut the fuck up. And Bryce, Tell your girl to
Because
like
she
Bryce.
doesn't have a real relationship.
She doesn't have a real relationship
She's a
that
spectator like me and you.
yeah. She doesn't have a real relationship to give any energy to, and then Bryce is a fucking bitch because, bro, you see how she's being very disrespectful. You're not telling her to be quiet. You're not standing up for KC. But then you have so then you
Wait,
have Kata.
real quick.
What's up?
I am dead. In the chat, Jacob said, y'all make me feel sane, bro.
Yes,
Not
bro.
to
This is
take,
this is a
this is a
therapy
safe
session.
space. This is a safe
This
space.
is a
All
safe
right.
space for people who have a rational, level-headed
Safe space
mind.
for rational thinkers watching Love Island. All rational thinkers are welcome. Objective minds, come in. All right, keep going, Juicy. What were you saying?
Okay, great. And so then so KC again, all the girls, Kata is cut him off, right? Mind you, it was really embarrassing. Like as a black person, I'm like, y'all really giving this is some ghetto shit. I'm like, y'all ghetto and abusive as fuck. Notice how all the white women were just quiet, minding their business. All the white guys,
Not Jen. Not Jen. Her ass had a lot to say for some reason.
She
Her
had a lot
ass
to say.
had so
She was
much
speaking.
to say.
She was speaking up about
Yes.
KC tonight.
Jen was piped the fuck up all
Well,
night.
Jen is just angry.
I don't know why. I saw.
I can tell you why.
Times too, but not Parmita. Not Parmita.
I can tell you why Jen is mad. Jen is mad because
and I'll shout out my classy queens, Amora and TT. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Shout out to those queens. Come on, classy queens.
Besides TT, that one time she piped up a little bit at the boys. She was like, "Why aren't you defending KC?" They kind of were. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, they did enough. You know what I'm saying? But like Zach and Bryce, like they, you know what I'm saying? They can only do so much. They could have done more. I don't know. Nah. They could have done more. Shout out TT and Amora.
Yeah, but and so, okay, so KC is trying to talk, right? They're not letting him speak, so he stood up, right? He stood up, and then Anaya, of course, Anaya is so disrespectful to this man. Like, it just behooves me. He literally, because everyone is over talking him, he literally had to stand up to be heard. And then Anaya gets her big ass up, standing up, like, why the fuck are you standing up? Why are you standing up? And then she's like, she walks over to him in an aggressive manner, like she's about to fight him. I'm like, girl, this is not Bad Girls Club. You're not trying to get a baddies chain. Like I'm telling y'all, she's a hood rat and she's abusive.
I've never seen a girl walk up to a man like that on Love Island.
She needs to be put in her place. She is so fucking disrespectful. She's like, why are you standing up? He's standing up because y'all won't let him talk. And Trinity, shut the fuck up.
The things that they can let the female Islanders get away with is pretty insane, bro. Like they would never let when men get like that with each other. Like production's like, hey yo, y'all got one more, y'all are up out of here. It seemed like that was Anaya getting all up in Casey's face and shouting or whatever. That was just part of the regularly scheduled programming. Basically, they didn't treat it like anything obtuse or whatever, or out of the ordinary or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was extremely weird. And they wanted to argue after Anaya's clip because of I think we should stick on the KC clip first because this is sincere later. Exactly. So sincere starts this argument off. So I'm gonna stick on the first argument and say Anaya is way too upset at this clip because they already had this conversation. Of course, I wasn't here to break down the previous episode with you, but she was honestly, in my opinion, she was too butthurt in that conversation with KC.
Exactly. And she tried to act like she wasn't. Like, girl, you were still mad. At the end of that conversation, he was trying to make a joke. He was like, give me a hug. Go have fun with Carl. She's like, fuck you. Like, she's so angry. That lady is an angry fucking bird. She's
it's so weird because like me and you have been saying since episode 2 or 3. I mean, I don't know, since we started covering this show, we've been saying Anaya doesn't really like KC like that. KC doesn't really like Anaya like that. So you're now acting like this really just because he embarrassed you, and really also because we kind of learned he didn't want to entertain a love triangle with Anaya. That's really what it was as well.
But
because she's saying he didn't go check up on me, implying he should go check up on her, sort of love triangle between her and TT and all that stuff. What are you gonna say?
But what she fails to realize, and I said it in my last live, you would have loved that last live last night. She fails to realize the reason why he's not interested in a love triangle with her, right? She is disrespectful. She has called this man a coward and a fucking bitch. And she always tries to shut him up. She does not let him speak as a man that is that's like emasculating, and it's demeaning. And she's doing this on national television. She's little boying him, literally. She's called him a little boy. And she's called him goofy. She's implied that he's goofy. And so when you make a man feel that way,
She
he's
said that
not going to.
before any of the drama. You know what I'm saying? Before any of this nonsense,
Yeah,
she called him goofy.
yeah, so he's not gonna really want to explore with you. That's why if she wasn't so disrespectful, I think there would have been a chance. But when you disrespect a man, all bets are off. And I think she's just learning that the hard way. But what she also did was, I think that she embarrassed herself. She keeps embarrassing herself. And I hope that Carl, because I was like, even before movie night tonight, when I saw
I
Carl,
don't think
like,
Carl was rocking with it. He wasn't rocking with it tonight.
yeah, but when I
He was.
right, but before movie night, when I saw him kissing her, I'm like, bro, why are you even entertaining this crazy woman? So I'm happy that she piped up tonight, because even if he thought for a second, oh, because she was like, oh, I'm okay, it's over now. We had a conversation, it's good. I'm happy that he was able to see tonight that, oh, this lady is really crazy, and the double standards. We're gonna get into that in a minute, but the double standards was crazy, and I feel like I got a lot to say about that. We'll
I
say
don't
that.
call people crazy often, but if there's anybody in the past, if there's anybody that's been crazy that I've seen in Love Island USA, it has definitely been Huda, Anaya, and what's her face, Melanie. Those three
Like
are
the
those three are,
crazy.
are yeah they're pretty crazy.
The producers outdid themselves with this cast in terms of, if they said, "Hey guys, we're looking for some crazy motherfuckers," they really outdid themselves. It is too crazy.
It
Like
makes the show very draining to watch, though. I'm not
it
gonna
makes it
lie.
draining, right? Like, I'm all for good television, and you need some firecrackers, you need some crazy people, but to have this many crazy people and to have these double standards is crazy. Like, we could have just had Melanie or Naya, and that's it.
Like
But
you need more Kenzies. You need more like fun girls.
you
Who
need more
aren't
Parmitas.
gonna. Yeah, I mean, yeah, more Parmitas, more more Kenzies. I mean, Jen, personality wise, is fine too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think like she has a good like vibe to her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's a
I
nice
mean,
friend vibe, but she's struggling to get a romantic
yeah,
vibe going.
yeah. I
She needs a
mean,
little spice to her.
but yeah, man. I mean, oh, and of course, like I mean, we've been writing for Amora and Trinity and TT this whole time, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's just like because it just feels like for whatever reason this War Four, or they have a mental block, dude. Like there's something that just can't get through their head about how hypocritical they are. Like to where like you saw it today when they were watching the clip of Anaya and Carl, and they were like, look at them girls being like, oh,
Yeah, they're
you
like
know.
clapping. They're like,
And
yeah,
then
you got this, queen.
everybody,
Like, bitch, shut the fuck
everybody
up.
was like,
Excuse my language.
they were seeing the hypocrisy in real time. Finally. But it's
Finally.
been there the whole season. It's been there the whole season. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah, man.
Can
It's
I say
just
something about it?
of course, go ahead.
So let's talk about the hypocrisy of it all. Before we really dig into it, I just got to point out that the okay. So to the new visitors here, welcome. We love that you're with us today. Let's just say who the Boar Four is, because you may have heard us say the Boar Four. The Boar Four is Trinity. The Boar Four is also Anaya, Melanie, and Kata. And these are the women who are, we feel like, the most draining. The ones who don't really want to like listen to the perspectives of men.
They're called by the fandom the core four because they're OGs, but I mean, bro, they're boring, bro. We're tired of y'all drama.
And they're
Core
toxic.
four.
But I want us to talk about like them. And I feel like they're just a product of like this new generation. In terms of like this feminist movement, this women can be right, women can never be wrong. Like, oh, I deserve everything in the world. Even with Anaya saying like, this is a princess. Oh, we're losing people. With Anaya saying like, I want to feel like a princess. You know what I mean? I feel like we're just witnessing some women, a generation of women who just feel entitled and like they're always right. And there's like a lack of respect for men and their voice. That's the fucked up part for me. I think that's why we're kind of seeing this divide where you have like women who don't really respect men versus the people who feel like, no, men need respect and double standards got to go. And then Trinity even said it herself. She said, fuck the double standards. She's like, yes, it's double standards. You know what I mean? Like, she stood 10 toes down on that is double standards. And
Yeah, no,
even
this isn't feminism at all. This is not feminism at all. This is the female version of incels, right? These are femcells. This is like the red pill men, right? You know what I'm saying? The like we had the Kevin Samuels, the Fresh and the Fits, you know, all that stuff or whatever, just bashing women all day. This is the female version of that. This is men ain't shit, but in real life.
literally,
This is
Kenzie literally,
men ain't shit TikTok
Kenzie
in
literally
real
said
life.
that tonight. Kenzie literally said that tonight.
Yeah, this is literally men ain't shit Twitter in real life. That's what we're seeing here. This is a whole generation of women that grew up on that shit or whatever,
Yeah,
and they having to find four
a
of
lot
them.
of them. Actually, 5 of them.
They having
5.
to
We got to include Kenzie, and we got to include Kenzie on that too. Oops, someone said black bitch. You can never have an objective view of them when that's your term to describe them. Yes, a lack of respect for men who do not respect them.
Ain't nobody say that.
Yeah, who said
Ain't
black
nobody
bitch?
say that.
we never said black bitch. But
nobody said the B word.
There's a lack of respect for men who do not respect them.
Talking a whole lot of nonsense in the chat.
Okay. So let's
get
go
your dumb ass
ahead.
out the chat. Get your dumb ass out the chat, man. Next.
So yeah, but okay, so now we got the clip of Anaya and kind of like what she was doing, the green hat. Oh, I think I said like bitch, please, or bitch, get out of here. And I said, oops, it was like a joke. It wasn't like me being serious. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, because it wasn't me being serious. Like if I would have said these are all like literal bitches, like that person would have a point. But that's why I apologize. It was a joke.
You didn't say black bitch though.
Yeah, I never said black bitch. I never said black bitch. That doesn't even make sense. All right. Like what the fuck?
So yeah, again, get your dumb ass out the chat. Next live stream.
All right. So what happened? See, that thing just threw me off. But okay, we have Anaya,
Casey, in their clip.
Just ignore that. Just watch. She can watch. Let her watch. So we have Anaya going here.
Watching our live stream.
So we have Anaya, and the problem here was again the women are cheering her on and not holding her accountable. And then, but what I loved about the aftermath of this is like the men were starting to wake up. I mean, we had Zach defending. We had Zach calling out the double standards. We had Sincere. Okay, now
control these nuts.
We had just ignore that, bro. We had Sincere defending and talking about the double standards. You know what I mean? I gotta shout out Sincere. I'm gonna shout him out up until this point.
He held it down
because Sincere lost me after that, but Sincere held it down in terms of standing up for the men. It's a blatant double standard, and when it was called out, they literally said, Trinity was like, yes, I don't give a fuck. Anaya was like, yes, shut up. Anaya told him, KC, to sit down. So it's kind of hard. Like, I don't think that I think as men, like, we do want to listen to women. We would love to, like, kind of get to a common ground. But Casey even said it tonight. He was just like, we can never get through our arguments because when you're not listening, right? And when you're being disrespectful, there's never going to be a peaceful resolve. I think about how someone like even Kenzie, even though, well, I don't know if that's the best example, but I just feel like there are times that like adults should be able to have like grown up conversations. You know, you could yes, you could be in your feelings, but it has to be like a mature way to handle it. Like it's okay to be hurt, but what you don't have to do is call people bitches, call them cowards, overtalk them, tell them to shut up, stand. You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that they can't listen. Shut the fuck up. This man, you know why he left Anaya? Because TT is going to listen to him. He said it tonight. He was like, with Anaya, I feel like I always have to chase. And with TT, what did he say? It feels like he feels seen, he feels heard. You know what I mean? That's the difference. And so that just that the double standard thing was crazy. I feel like if I'm gonna be honest, I was thinking about Zach, I was thinking about Bryce, and I was even thinking about Carl in terms of like if I was one of those three men, I would be turned off. Like the way that Kato was acting, I feel like if I was Zach after movie night, I would be reconsidering my situation with her. Even now, Bryce is faking it, so he probably wouldn't care. But if I was Bryce and I was really thinking about being serious with Trinity, I would call it off because why would I want to date a woman who believes that double standards are okay? Like who believes that she's always right? I'm always wrong because I'm a guy. You're a girl, you get to speak. I'm a guy, I don't get to speak. I just have to shut up and take it. That's like a turnoff. That's fucked up. That's actually abuse. And I think even with Carl, I hope that he's reconsidering his. I feel like Jin's value is about to go up. Jin's stock is about to go up for sure. Amora stock is about to go up
And what,
because
like in what regard? Because I mean,
in terms of like these men are probably like, okay, I don't want any of the Bor Four because they believe in double standards, they're rude, they're disrespectful, they're crazy. So like let me explore what Jen could be like. Let me explore what Amora could be like. Let me explore because like think about it, does Carl really want to stay with Anaya after tonight? Would you?
I mean, obviously not. I mean, like you can kind of see them dissociating. You know what I'm saying? But it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, can Sincere go back to Amora? Is that possible? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that like a real thing? You
You
know what I'm
said
saying?
can wait, can
Like,
you said can
Sincere and Amora, like, right? Like, let's say Sincere and Melanie are done for after
oh
tomorrow's night,
sincere
right? Like,
sincere's not
can
gonna
he
be able
go
to,
back to Amora? Can he go
no.
explore
Sincere is done
Jen?
for.
You know, like, I
No.
don't know.
After no,
So,
after tonight, since who's gonna date Sincere after all that lying?
and so, like, does Zach dump Kata and go talk to Jen? Does Bryce go talk to Jen? I don't know. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like the season's a wash. There's no couples.
I
You know what
was
I'm saying?
so
It's just
turned
kind of
off by those women tonight.
it's just kind of you know. But I don't know. I'm not really sure what the prerogative is going to be of the guys who seriously like disagree. Why would Amora want him after seeing that?
That's
It's
what I'm
very
saying. I'm like,
true.
Sincere
I
is
mean,
done
and plus
for.
we're gonna get the Amora clips next episode too, so it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
It's just gonna get. This is the start, right? You know what I'm saying? It's only gonna get worse from here. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know.
Let's, you ready
It's
to get
hard to
into
tell what's gonna happen after next episode.
I have some predictions, but before we do that, let's talk about Sincere though. We gotta really talk about Sincere.
He held it down.
This was a big moment. No, I'm talking, yeah, he held it down, but I'm talking about like let's get to his clip. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah. Are you ready for that?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I gotta tell you guys,
He did a master class with this one, man.
Sincere is fucking washed. Okay. I was he went
He
from
might be
like
cooked.
yeah, I went from being very proud of him for standing up for double standards. Everything that he said about the double standards in the group and him defending the guys still matter. But now that we transition into like Sincere's movie debut, because let me tell you, he is a star of the show. Okay. Popcorn was being eaten, wine was drunk because damn, that man's a liar. And I really felt bad, as much as I talk about how Melanie is crazy, Melanie is unstable. I had a lot of sympathy for Melanie tonight. You can really tell that like she was crushed. Like she wasn't like, a girl is really crushed when she's like, she was just in tears, like she was just crying. She didn't like go straight into crash out mode. Like, so that's how you know she was like broken. And because I think of the light bulb went off, she's like, damn, this dude is a liar. Like, because I feel like the way he just effortlessly lies.
Anaya and them were killing me though, talking about you're not crazy, you're not crazy.
Right.
Girl, she
No,
knows
she's
that.
she's still crazy,
Yeah,
girl.
no shit.
She's still crazy. And both of y'all
No,
still crazy too.
She is crazy, but yes, she knew the whole time that Sincere was like this. Yeah, we've been know this. Like why y'all keep saying that? That's not helping her out. You know what I'm saying? That's not wow, real comforting.
Right. Sincere is washed, Sincere is cooked.
Oh
Yeah, it's
man.
funny. She's just sitting there like, yeah, you're not crazy. She's just like, I'm not
Yeah.
crazy. Well, I am crazy, but even in that moment, she's probably like, crazy or not, I feel I'm stupid. Crazy or not,
The clips
this shit
were
is
so
not real.
bad. The clips were so bad for Sincere that Casey was just sitting there getting secondhand embarrassment.
Yeah,
he was like, I can't watch this. I can't watch
right.
more of
He
this.
was covering his face up in his shirt. I mean,
it wasn't even Corbin's turn yet, man.
Right. But at this point, I think the worst Corbin said they already saw. You know what I mean? They pretty much saw all the shit that he said. He said Corbin came in hot, right? But damn, Mel.
Well, and so I wanna talk about because after this is when we get to the creme de la creme of tonight, right? Which is the second Casey and Anaya part 2, right? Where we get the clip of Anaya and Carl, and then
wait. before we get off of
You want to
Sincere,
talk about Sister Melanie more? Okay.
yeah, I have something to say about Sincere that I learned today. So, you know, for whatever reason, this cast has a lot of like people who want to get, whether it's their family, their friends who want to get exposure from the show. And so
Mhm.
apparently, Sincere mother was on social media. It was like a video actually, and she was saying, "I really love Melanie for my son." Like she was really rooting for Melanie and Sincere. But let me tell you why she said it. She said Melanie reminds her of herself. She said
I
she's
believe
crazy
it.
like that. She's crazy. And as somebody who loves to study psychology and study how people move, and someone with common sense, it's like, all right, it actually makes sense because you got to think like the way he lies is like insane. And it's just like you can tell that he doesn't. I don't even think he's trying to be malicious. I just think that literally you put somebody in front of him, he's just gonna start saying shit. I don't think that he's a horrible person. I just think that it's indoctrinated. I say that to say I think the way he was raised, his mama was so crazy that he has gotten used into being a people pleaser and just saying whatever he has to say to keep the peace. And it also makes sense because I remember one of the huge blowups that Melanie had one day in the villa. I mean, she was acting a tomfool. It would have scared the hell out of me, and I would have been like, "Hell no, we done."
Mhm.
But like, he chose her that night, and he like hugged her and comforted her, and just kind of made her feel. I'm just like, damn, like this dude is used to. In that moment, I'm like, bro, you don't think this is fucking crazy?
Right.
He
Oh,
thought that
the
that was
edit was
normal.
nasty too. The way they paired up the beloveds, where he called Melanie beloved and then called Soul beloved,
I
like back.
know,
The way they
bro.
back to back,
That's
I mean, the edit was
it
insane.
was
And
bad.
bro, it's just
It was
like
so bad that I forgot some of the
no,
shit.
no, but see, like it's that way for the girls too, man. It like the girls have the
But
same
no,
shit,
since but
bro.
no,
They
no, but
do have
no,
the same
but
shit.
no, sincere, but no, sincerely. I have a quote from sincere. No, I'm sorry, sincere is
Of
cooked
course, sincere. They didn't. Sincere blatantly lied, right? So he's the worst in the villa by far, in my opinion,
by
right?
far. Yeah,
Like with the way that he blatantly told lies to Melanie about the kisses and stuff. But I am very curious to see if for because they did not do it for Anaya so far. I'm curious if for the rest of these clips we're actually going to see. You know what I'm saying? Them like truthfully show and edit all of the bad information that the girl, all of the shit that the girls have talked. They need to. They need to.
yeah, yeah. But let me tell you what was
But
fucking crazy that sincere told Soul. He was like, "Cheers to honesty." I thought that was comedic. He was like, cheers to honesty, longevity, and growth. He said longevity. So as a girl, I put myself in her, or just as a human being, if someone is telling me cheers to honesty, longevity, and growth, I'm thinking, wow, like you want to pursue me and you see a future with us, and I feel confident in this union. But on the flip side of it, Miss Soul and Miss Amora and even Miss Melanie, if a guy you just met is telling you some shit like that, like if it sounds too good to be true, then baby it's probably not true. So it's like on one hand, I'm like, they kind of foolish for believing the stuff, but he is sick for making Soul feel like, because I don't remember that. Like he was saying a lot of stuff. He was like, yeah, I want to explore you more, you know. That man is truly a psychopath. But again, his mom is crazy. Apparently, she said it. She said, "I'm just like Melanie, or even worse." So if he grew up with a mom like Melanie, or even worse, it makes sense why he is the way that he is. But my question for you though is, we saw Melanie. She looked hurt. She made a realization. Do you feel like she's going to actually leave this time, or do you feel like she's gonna stay with him? Like he's gonna like continue to lie? Because for me, I feel like she really woke up.
I feel like maybe Sincere will be like, I'm just not right for you, and then in like a day she'll take him back. I feel like that's what'll happen. So yeah, I mean, I don't think this matters.
You don't think it matters? You think she's
No,
gonna
I
go
don't think
back?
it matters. No,
You
I
don't
don't
think
think
she's
it
gonna go
matters.
back? That
Not in the
is.
long term. I mean, you know, Melanie is that girl, bro. Like she is that girl, the
What do you
one
mean
that
she is? Oh, a dumb girl.
yeah, she got the light. She got the light. She's gonna have the light waiting for you when you get home and some dinner.
Oh man.
That's Melanie.
Okay, maybe I'm foolish because I've given her a lot of flack, but I'm gonna be optimistic and maybe delusional, and I'm gonna hope I'm team Melanie. A light bulb went off, and you're going to leave sincere. That's what I'm hoping. Because if she doesn't leave him voluntarily, he's
If
gonna
she
leave her.
does, then she's
Because
gonna be back with him outside the villa.
you really think so?
Oh, of course, absolutely to that.
But
No
okay,
one else was coming in.
let me tell you why that's not gonna work. Sincere is fake. I wouldn't be surprised if everything that he told her is also a lie. Because the same way he started off with So and Amora with all this bullshit. I think that the what's keeping him attached to Melanie is she reminds him of his mom. You know, I think that as soon as they leave the villa, he goes to his state, she goes to her state. I just feel like he's gonna switch up. I don't. I just feel like he's just
They're
fake
both
as hell.
they're both from the Northeast though, and I'm sure with all the shit going on, what I'm saying, they'll probably be in the same area for like a Love Island Beyond the Villa, or for what I'm saying, some type of photo
That's
shoot,
gonna be
or
a draining ass show.
yeah, or for I mean, I don't know if you've seen, but on all the little commercials, they have the past Islanders, what I'm saying, doing these little promotions on these commercials. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Well, in terms of a check, like I said, he's fake. If it's a money involved, I'm pretty sure he'll probably show up for it if it's anything clout related. But
I'm just saying, I feel like
anything,
they'll be in the same area. Okay, anyways,
okay,
we'll definitely get way more into Mel and Sincere's relationship next episode.
okay,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Because I mean, that looks like that's gonna be the holy grail of
yeah, it's
the
about to
genre.
go. It's about to go down. So what else is next? What do you think next?
Um, I think the only thing next was Anaya and Carl's clip. I think that was the next clip, right? And then Anaya versus KC part 2, or I guess Sincere calls out all the girls after, because you start to see the. All right, let's break it down, right? So we get these clips. We get a really biased Anaya video clip where they don't include any of her bad statements. I wrote them down. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a hater like that, right?
Write them
So
down.
I hate everybody on the show, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come for every single person on this show. You know what I'm saying? Equally according to how much fuck shit they do, right? This just so happens that the core four are the most delulu. Okay, anyways. So a couple of the comments that I have written down that I would have liked to have seen. The fine shit comment. She says that she wants to go back to fine shit, Casey's fine shit or whatever. Then she says she has her own statement in Casa Amor where she says that her and Casey have less in common than her and Carl. She has a statement about maturity. And then they also should have included the clips of her gawking over all of the boys that weren't KC, primarily Corbin, when they were lifting weights at one point. And I would have liked for them to have included her saying, well, I guess they don't include confessional comments. And she says it's not a confessional. But, she said, light skin, hazel eyes, curly hair, everything you want in a man or whatever. And so, I feel like they could have included some clips about her wanting to explore Corbin at that point, because she was open to exploring. And she definitely said this to the girls. I just,
I love this.
like I
I
said,
love this.
they didn't include anything like that. You know what I'm saying? She was open to exploring Corbin. So was Trinity. Production's not going to include those statements. But yeah, I don't know what the fuck's up with that.
You know what? I first of all love how you run that down, and I just thought as you were speaking, a clip that I would have loved that they would have shared if they would have shared when she was literally when the guys were in Casa More. She was like, I know he's doing whatever, I know he's acting a fool, but and I know I'm gonna look a dumbass, but I'm going to take him back anyway. I'm gonna choose him. So you knew that he was doing the things because you literally said, I know he's doing disrespectful things. I know he's doing this, but I'm going to be a dumbass anyway. I may look like a dummy, but I'm going to choose KC. You said that. I also would have liked them to play a clip just as a reminder to her that she told KC before he went to Casa Amor, go explore, do what you want to do. I don't give a fuck. And show her clapping and saying, I don't give a fuck. I want them to show a video of her calling him.
She was clapping. I forgot about that, man.
She's so fucking disrespectful, and she has the audacity every 5 seconds is he doesn't respect me, Casey doesn't respect me, Casey doesn't respect me. He stands up. He stands
dangerous,
up,
bro. She's dangerous.
That's what I'm saying. She's toxic. He stands up. She stands up. Like, why are you standing up? Sit down.
He's trying to talk, bro.
You're talking over him.
I cracked the psychoanalysis, bro.
Fucking narcissist. She's mad manipulative.
I cracked the psychoanalysis, bro. I'm in her head. I figured it out.
What
everything, the stuff that bro, it's projection. It's all projection. It's what she feels. She's the disrespectful one. She calls Casey disrespectful.
Yes.
Casey is her safe option. So she keeps on saying, "You make me feel like a safe option. You make me feel like a safe option." She says to Casey, go explore, do what you want, because she explored Corbin. He just didn't like her ass. You know what I'm saying? So so on and so forth. It's all projection. It's classic projection.
And she's not
You know what I'm
fooling
saying?
me. She can try to fool these people in that villa, but she's not
She
gonna fool me.
she
I've
not
been
feeling
hip.
juicy. She not
I'm
fooling
hip.
Juicy Babe with
I'm
that
hip to
shit.
her. I've been hip to her shit from day fucking one. I was like, nah, girl, you are crazy
Nah,
as hell.
nah, nah. We're true to this, not new to this.
That shit is sad, and I feel like it's just. But shout out to TT. Okay, TT stood up for him tonight. I appreciate the fact that TT stood up for her, man. Like I said, as a man, when you have someone disrespecting you like Anaya and the other women, to have a woman by your side who's defending you, like this has to be embarrassing for him. You know what I mean?
And she
And
did that in spite of Anaya trying to do the girl power thing. TT, I love you. You're beautiful, baby. She said, I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm
right,
still going to defend KC because you're doing the most. And why are you
yeah,
coming at my man like that as if you didn't just have this conversation with him that you have been wanting to have so badly, and you're so upset that he didn't pull you for a chat and doing all that or whatever, right? Okay, you finally had the chat with him. Why are you still doing all this?
yeah.
Because you are doing a lot
And let me
more
just
than
say this.
more than anyone has, more than you should ever do when Carl's sitting right the fuck over there,
That's what
and
I'm
more than
saying.
anyone has ever done in movie night for someone that is not in their couple currently.
Not in
You
their couple,
understand?
not exclusive, none of it. But it's
Did I
insane.
ruin your train of thought? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say something, and I'm like, but
My
it'll
bad, my
come.
bad.
It's okay. It'll come back to me. I'm pretty sure it
One
will.
more thing I want to touch
Yeah,
on: Zach and Bryce. You know what I'm saying? They were on Casey's side. They called out the hypocrisy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? TT said that every single one of them said that she was better with Casey and TT than uh TT said
yeah,
that all the men said that she was better with Casey than Anaya was or whatever. And Anaya's like,
yeah.
that's just so crazy. Girl, it's
And
not.
I think
It's
what
not.
Anaya
It's not
what
crazy at
what
all.
Anaya
It's not
needs to do,
crazy. You've all watched
Needs
the show.
yeah, what Anaya needs to do is actually listen. If she would listen, it'll save her so much time and effort and energy. If she would pay attention, if there was a whole nother personality, if he was happier with TT, she's just hurt by that. But if she received it, she's like, damn, well, I just was miserable. I was not allowing him to have fun. We are just not aligned for whatever reason. So let me just let that go. Her feelings, I want to be very clear. Her feelings are valid in terms of maybe she feels hurt. Whatever her feelings are, I would never take away the fact that as a woman or as a human being, she can be hurt. She can be embarrassed. That's not a problem. The problem is how she is reacting. She is responding like she mature, like it seems like she's peaked in terms of like her emotional regulation. She peaked in maybe the sixth grade. Like she responds like she's in middle school and not even upper middle school, lower middle school. And I'm only giving middle school and not elementary because she curses a lot.
I think that's
But
more Trinity, honestly, than Anaya. I feel like
that's both of them.
Anaya is like Anaya gives me like 17-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Because like she feels like this. She's never had a real relationship, and I think she said that this is her only like second. She's only had like two boyfriends, so like I don't know. I could see that, but like it very much gives like the like kind of like just the projection thing. Yeah, it's all the projection thing. Like I said, like that's
So
all what she shows.
you said
What were you
Anaya
saying?
said that she was only in two relationships.
I think so. I think so.
If she's only been in two relationships, it's possible that it's only been two because she's been so crazy. Like she's probably have dated several guys and tried to throw herself out there. I think she's just a batshit crazy, and like a lot of people before it got to the relationship, I don't know how she was raised and why she's so
Reasonable.
insecure. Like we need to do a deep exploration. Like she needs to figure out what happened in her
No, I mean
childhood.
it's quite spooky, man. Between the
She's
colored
crazy
contacts
AF.
and the colored contacts and the
I didn't even notice that. The heavy powdered face, like the clown makeup, it's very
mhm.
thick. I like that makeup is
Well, it's too
crazy.
bright. It's too bright. It's strange. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. It is. And the comments about the caramel skin and the hazel eyes, it's weird. It's starting to get spooky, man. And if you're a black woman watching this, I'm not sure how you can get behind her, bro.
Yeah,
That's just bizarre. That's just
yeah.
bizarre. That shit
Defending
is
Anaya,
bizarre.
any woman defending Anaya is just a red flag to me. I'm sorry. Like if you can like justify The
At this
double
point, man, at
standards,
this
her
point,
being top, she is
we're low key.
abusive.
Okay. Well, let's get into why we're saying this. All right, let's get into the back and forth of it all. Right. So Sincere, you know what I'm saying? He goes in this long monologue where they all get quiet for Sincere.
Oh, I'm
Notice
so
they all
glad you
get
brought
quiet
that
for
up. I put
Sincere
that in my notes. They were
twice.
quiet for
They were
Sincere.
quiet for Sincere twice. You know what I'm saying? Multiple times. When Sincere talks, nobody talks. You know what I'm saying? They let him get it all out. You know what I'm saying? They let him just go off on the long tangent. He really wasn't saying all that much. But he was defending KC. He was calling out the hypocrisy of it all. He was saying that y'all said similar things or whatever. And so the boys were saying that the girls said similar, or that Anaya said similar things that were disrespectful, right? As to what KC said. And they didn't, and this is coming from, they didn't even include the actual disrespectful clips for Anaya, right? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And Sincere is still standing up for KC, so good on Sincere.
Yeah.
Because at this point, this shit's getting ridiculous, and everybody
Yeah.
should be tired of Anaya dragging this fuck KC thing. It's
Yeah.
too much at this point. It's too much.
And
Go
I'm
be
gonna
with
tell
Carl.
you, exactly. Go with Carl, but no, please, that's gonna be bad for Carl. But let me tell you why they were actually silent for Sincere. Because Melanie, his partner, was silent. Melanie let him speak. So because Melanie was silent, they let him speak. If Casey tried to talk, Anaya was gonna interrupt him. And when she does that, they feel like they have this battery pack that get charged up. Who's gonna pipe up when Anaya cuts him off? My thing is this: if Anaya is already cut him off, which is already disrespectful, and that's enough. Why does Trinity feel like, well, damn it, if Anaya's cut him off, let me cut him off too? And then why does Kata think, well, damn, if Trinity and Anaya's cut him off, let me cut him off too? Poor KC is standing up, he's stuttering and all this shit. He's so fucking frustrated because they will not shut the fuck up. Because again, Anaya's toxic, her energy. The thing about like when you're so negative and angry, her energy that she has in that house is very toxic, is very thick. And people who are miserable, like Trinity, and who are just unhealed, like Kata, they're gonna like succumb to her foolishness. They really pipe up. It's because Anaya has that battery, but KC doesn't stand a chance in terms of getting his point across with these women.
I don't think Trinity's unhealed. I think she's just low vibrational. You know what I'm saying?
I think she's both.
She's just not.
Don't make me
She's
say it, Brandon. Don't make. I'm gonna say it now because we have new people here. I'm gonna say it. He said that Trinity is not unhealed. He said Trinity is not unhealed.
I was gonna say.
Let's not. Wait.
I was gonna say she's low vibrational. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She just, to me. Okay, let me give my take. Let me give my take then, because I let you go for a brick. All right. Let me give my take on Trinity. I think what she is, I think she's just not very intelligent, and she's biased and unobjective, right? She's very subjective and a very biased person, right? Probably the most biased in this villa, right? To where she's gonna go hard for Anaya, even if it doesn't make sense, even if, you know, she's gonna go hard, extremely hard, and just echo chamber, you know what I'm saying, the people who she thinks are on her side, right? You know what I'm saying? And this is why, before the challenge even started, before movie night even started, she's over here talking about some, okay, well, I know I was talking bullshit about you girls, but you know, it's all good, it's all good. Like, if you was talking shit about them, then why do you want to be cool now? Just that y'all can all go against the boys together? That's just low vibrational. It's just not intelligent, right? So that's my take on Trinity. I don't think that she hasn't showed me any like relationship issues to where I would think that she,
because she's not in a real relationship. That's why.
Yeah, I would agree.
But I agree with you. She is low vibrational, but I'm gonna tell you why she also is unhealed. She's unhealed. Again, in the first or second episode, she's telling people how she sucked dick in the van while her mom is driving. If you are so disrespectful to your mom that you're sucking dick in the back while your family member is driving,
I didn't think you were going there.
The woman who birthed you, baby girl, you are unhealed because that is insane. You know,
bring it up
that's
every
why,
episode.
and I also think she's
because I forgot.
And I also think she's unhealed because there's no way, like, there has to be something inside of KC outside of her maybe being attracted to him. There has to be a trigger point. Like, maybe she dated a guy like KC before or something.
Maybe KC was the guy in the van.
Maybe he was. And
he never talked to her again.
Maybe he didn't come. Maybe he didn't come and she didn't do a good job. And so I don't know. But all I'm trying to say is something about KC. There's something about
Trinity was using teeth.
She was using teeth, and he was vocal about it.
Van.
He said, "Ouch!"
It was too dark. She couldn't see.
He said, "Ouch!" And the mom heard it. Mom was like, "Why are you saying ouch?" So I think they almost got caught. But anyway,
anyways,
it's just clear that it's something in her past that she's on a hill with, because the way she pipes up with KC is insane. Trinity, shut it up. I don't know if her edges or like the wig is glued on too tight to her scalp and is making her like crash out. Okay, because her poor hair her scalp has not breathed since she got to Fiji. Girl, take that wig off, massage your scalp or something, because something is going
No,
on.
no, they had some nasty like screenshots of Anaya last night, and like her wig where it was like stiff in some parts, and I was like, yo, like, can we please get like, y'all can't cast so many black women on this show and not have like the proper hair care in the villa for them. It doesn't make any sense, dude. It doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason why they should just like. Oh my god, I don't want to get into it that much because it's not really relevant. But it's just like, they just don't do a good job. They don't do a good job at all. I mean, honestly, look at the guys too. Look at Corbin's hair. You know what I'm saying? You see where his lineup is all effed up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, whoopsies! Damn.
See, his lineup is the spirit of his lineup is coming to attack your ass.
Yeah. Lineup was so bad that it attacked my camera. But his lineup is like real bad. Like you can see where it's not faded properly. I'm saying all this now. I got to retwist. And then
I was like,
and then not for real. Hold up. Y'all think I need to retwist for real? 4th of July weekend coming up. You know what I'm saying? My hair is long, so. But that and beforehand, Casey's temp fade is all fucked. Bro. It's not right, bro. It's not right.
No, so, I'm sorry. Yeah. Brian Pumper is cracking me up. He said this Anaya Make-A-Wish script is nasty work. No, literally.
I've been saying that, bro. She's a Make-A-Wish Islander.
Love, bro. Shout out to Anthony's in the building. Shout out to Brian Pumper. But it's just like, not me saying shout out to Brian Pumper. But it's just like, yeah, like they want us to have sympathy for Anaya so bad. I'm so sorry. But even if there was some type of valid feeling that I have for her, the way that she's crashing out and being disrespectful about it, I can never support that. Again, it's okay to be hurt, but it's about how you communicate that. We are adults. Act like it. She talks about how he's disrespectful to her. I can't take you seriously, girl, when every 5 seconds you're disrespecting him. So don't bitch about not being respected when you're not taking your own advice. So I cannot.
This is true. Yeah, no disagreements from me. I guess we should diverge back to the movie. Trinity starts to, take way too many shots. I guess that's how we kind of got on to taking aim at her. I want to take aim at Jen because she was doing too much of the side comments. Parmita was cracking me up with her facial expressions throughout all of this.
I don't even remember seeing Parmita in tonight's episode.
I saw her like in like some of like the wide shots or whatever, and like she'd be making funny facial expressions, and
okay,
it was pretty fun. And then what
is Jaden still present?
Yes, sadly.
Okay.
I don't know what they're doing on the show, man. It's just it's wild. Like they have to feel like such side characters in this villa at this point, right?
No, literally. Like some of them are getting some easy checks. Let me tell you, Caleb, Jaden, they out here chilling. They about to get some quick little simple checks. I'm like, why are you still here?
All right, now I'm gonna take aim at KC. I'm taking aim at KC because I feel like he did too much with the standing up. You know what I'm saying? Like I get you wanted to get your point across. Yeah, but nobody else stood up though.
Because no one else is cut off and disrespected the way they did him. When Cecilia was trying to talk,
this is true.
They were silent.
This is true. Nobody else is cut off to the degree at which Casey is, and nobody has, received the same verbal lashing. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And okay, actually, before we get on to Casey, let me jump back. Bryce and Zach, I'm gonna shout out y'all one more time. Because y'all did say that no matter what Casey did, y'all were gonna be mad at him because he brought a girl back. You know what I'm saying? And Anaya didn't, right? Y'all said that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all said that. I'm gonna give y'all your ones for that. You know what I'm saying? That was a good line. And they didn't have no response to that. Corbin also asked what Casey said that was disrespectful because he didn't really do nothing. And they didn't have nothing to say. They just started yelling. So Corbin,
who started yelling? Wait, who started yelling?
The core four. You know who the core four.
Oh, right. Who else is yelling? Of course it's
core four. Okay. The Snore 4. The Snore 4 is good. That one's better. Snore 4 is
yeah. Good. So someone talked about TL said I don't think Casey should have stand up. I think he should have. I mean I understand why he did, because think about it. they don't even listen to him to the point where even when he stood up, Anaya stood up like, boy, sit down. Like, they won't even let him stand up. She stood up and started over talking him. So I understand him. It's like, damn, even when he stands up, Anaya doesn't respect this man. Shit is fucking crazy. The snore for, yeah.
Snore 4 is better. See, yeah,
Snore
like
for, I like that.
I feel like it was like him standing up, like, okay, yeah, okay, guys, hold up.
And they
Can I
still
just
didn't
say
listen to
something
him.
real quick,
Right.
and then we can squash it all. You know what I'm saying? It felt like he was trying to stand up to go, hey, you guys, I understand what I did. I'm apologizing. Can we shut the fuck up and get to the next video clip? Like, that's what he wanted to do. In which case, I respect that, because why are we still yelling about?
And here's my issue.
Why
Why did Anaya not only stand up but run over to him to confront him like she's about to punch him in the face? Like, Anaya, this is not Bad Girls Club. Like, running I thought she was about to launch at him. Like, that lady is violent and she got the guns. Let's be clear. I don't know if y'all noticed her arm. That lady is strong. She got some biceps, some triceps, her shoulders. Like, I feel like Anaya is, I don't know. She's
she's
something.
play volleyball. She's play volleyball. So
she's something.
And Casey's 6'2", so she's pretty tall. Because I saw Casey's basketball highlights on TikTok.
And then when she putting the little kitten heels on, she definitely grow a couple more inches with them little kitten heels on.
Yeah, so they're pretty. They got some tall girls in the middle this year, compared to previous seasons and whatnot. Like, I feel like Ace looked tall just because he was next to Shelly, but he was only like 5'7" or something. Shout out to the Short Kings in the chat. I want to say King Cash points out Zach with the easy free throw, saying y'all didn't have any of this context in the fire pit. Obviously correct, because I mean, like, I've really been trying to think about what they were referencing to the disrespect, because I try to be objective. I really do, and I watch this damn show, as stupid as it is. I try to like put myself in their shoes, but I really don't know what Casey said during that challenge that was so disrespectful to where he was belittling and disrespecting Anaya.
Nothing was disrespectful in the challenge. The only thing that I could see was disrespectful was during the clip, which again, they ganged up and started hating him way before the clip. And the only thing that he said on the clip that was, I guess, disrespectful was when he said, again, I validate why he said it, because he just had an argument with her and he was upset with her. But he said, we have nothing in common. That's facts. Like, they don't have anything in common. And that's the only.
So wait, so you were saying, okay, so when I was saying the heart rate challenge, right? Like,
he did nothing wrong.
The girls at some point were saying that he was disrespectful during the heart rate challenge, and they saw that on the TV, and that he was being disrespectful there. I really don't remember what he could have said during the heart rate challenge that was disrespectful, but it seemed like that's what they were referencing that has been so disrespectful this whole time.
Mind you, the whole time, Naya told him, fuck you, and you can go explore, right? Like, so if I was talking to a girl and she said, fuck you, you can go explore the villa, baby, I'm about to explore that bitch, and you're not going to make me feel bad about it. I do feel like
somebody help us out in the chat. If y'all remember anything that Casey said that was disrespectful, whether it was in the heart rate challenge or whether it was something that Anaya heard, it has to have been something Anaya had to have heard something prior to tonight, right? That Casey said that was disrespectful, because that's what they keep on saying.
Let me just be clear. While we're waiting for the comments, let's just be clear. They were just upset because he chose TT. They're just mad because that's really what it is. And so that's really the root. They're just upset that their girlfriend is hurt. They don't even give a fuck about any of that. They're just
saying, because I know we got some Anaya fans probably watching, so I'm giving y'all a chance. I'm being fair. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
We should let an Anaya fan speak. Speak up.
You know what I'm saying? You know, put something in the chat if you're an Anaya fan, if you're going her for her. You know what I'm saying? Put something in the chat. What did Casey say? Because your girl's been calling Casey disrespectful for at least 4 episodes now. So what the fuck is it? You know what I'm saying? I need you to give me, at least a reference to something. I don't need the timestamp in the episode, but something. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, it's getting ridiculous. Casey asked Megan Thee Stallion, what did I do that was disrespectful? Megan Thee Stallion didn't have shit to say.
All she did was say,
Corbin asked this episode. Corbin asked this episode, what did y'all say? What did I say? What did he say?
They just don't like him because Anaya. Yeah. They're just going to stick beside her regardless. Someone said,
Anaya. Sorry. Go ahead, Juicy.
Someone said, I thought shit was dead yesterday. Why is she going Super Saiyan on movie night? Again, I never believe it. Whenever she tries to say everything is fine, I'm okay, I never believe anything Anaya says. That girl is emotionally unstable. She's mentally unstable. I knew she was gonna crash out. Yeah, she's not good. So Carl, take notes. What
I
were you gonna
knew
say?
I knew that we were gonna be on bullshit for the rest of the show when Casey said one more hug or whatever because well actually no I knew it no I knew it as soon as that conversation started because it went nowhere fast.
It never goes anywhere, and
It
that's what he was trying
went
to say
nowhere
tonight.
fast.
He was trying to
It's
say this
something
tonight.
with
He
this
was like
generation, bro. I've never
conversations. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's something with this generation, bro. I have never seen a season of Love Island where the Islanders are so um unwilling to reconcile. Like they're just completely unwilling to like reconcile. Like, bro, y'all gotta live in the house.
It's really
You know what
just
I'm
the
saying?
store
Shut the
for.
fuck up and have a conversation. Who cares that Corbin said you're out the window, Kenzie? Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Get over it and shake it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus Christ. You're over here yelling at the man over some shit that happened 3 episodes ago. Like, at a certain point, just get over the shit. Same for you and I, yeah? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so I've never seen a season of Love Island like this to where girls couldn't get over these, like, really surface level relationships like the Kinsey Corbin and the Casey and Nia because they were so surface level. There was no exclusivity at all. The only Kinsey and Corbin were together for like 3 days and he fingered her. That's it. Casey and
He
Anaya,
fingered
you know what I'm
the French
saying?
fry.
Like Casey and Anaya, they were on extremely bad terms. She walked away from him like 3 times or twice. I'll be precise. It was 2 times, and one time right before Casa, where she said, "Do whatever you want." So I mean, like, I really, these girls are delusional as fuck. Okay,
It feels
they
like
really are.
I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels like the casting directors like submit their casting forms to like some like clinical psychologists and therapists, and they were just like, hey, like who are some people who you work with who just literally are emotionally unstable? They have dependency issues, they fall in love fast, and these therapists is like, hey, here are some people I work with. They struggle with these, and the casting directors reached out to them and said, hey, would you like to join this show called Love Island? Because that is really what is given. And even to down to Dylan, shout out to Dylan. But like, and actually, I'm not gonna go crazy on him because it's great to show emotion. But the fact that he cried when one girl that he explored had a kiss, I'm just like, some of these people they fall quick. There's nothing wrong with him crying, but it's like these people fall so goddamn quick. I'm like, was the conversations Dylan was having with Kenzie that deep? Like, damn, like, are we missing something to cry over a
Yeah,
kiss?
I don't know. I think Dylan was just embarrassed more so than anything. I know you wanted to respond to one of the comments. I want to respond to one comment real quick. Japrinsa said, I don't think from what we saw, Casey didn't express his needs to Anaya like he wanted more affection. Why didn't he say that? He said it one time on screen that they showed.
He did more
Um,
than that.
I mean, I just remember one time, so I'm only going to speak to one time. But if you know, I mean, I remember one time in specific, he said, like, you know, yada yada yada, and then she said, "You're so freaked out and stuff," but like I'm kind of a slow burn or something, but I'm starting to open up with you or something like that. I forget the conversation, but it went something like that. This was really early on, so
Okay, I
they
remember
briefly
that.
had it one time. And then what comment were you going to respond to?
Actually, I'm just going to respond to what we're just talking about now. What I will
Okay.
say is like I really feel like there is a communication issue with KC, right? I think that even though I don't like how Gal kind of like did Jen, kind of like saying like he kind of manipulated her to get out of the situation, but Gal was like, "Listen, we have two different affection styles." Even though that was a lie, because he was definitely touching on Kenzie and kissing Kenzie, but he told her he was like, "Listen, you want a lot of like compliments, you want a lot of physical touch. That's not how I show up when I'm getting to know someone, right? So I think that we should just move on." I feel like the moment that Casey realized that Anaya was a grandma, basically, or like he said it, but she didn't want to do certain things, but he does. He should have like maybe said that. But again, Anaya does this thing when you're kind of like a bad communicator like Casey, and you have someone as toxic as like Anaya who's going to manipulate with her tears and making you feel guilty. I think it was just a
Mhm.
perfect recipe for disaster, which is why we kind of have this situation now, right? Where you have someone who's a bad communicator, who's like still developing in how he communicates, and then you have someone toxic like Anaya. Is just like, this is why we're here.
Yeah, and yeah, it's bad, man. Like, cause she really did like just project with this whole situation. It really just feels like she chose Carl, and then there wasn't all that much like chemistry there or whatever, at least in Casa or whatever, or there was, but she liked Casey more, and so then she chose him, got embarrassed, and then we've had to feel the pain ever since. Someone in the comments, they said, um, they were talking about the way that Anaya was crying the other night, and how crazy that was, and that's like the way that you should cry after you lose a loved one. And I
No,
completely
literally.
agree.
No,
When she was
literally.
hyperventilating
I'm
and stuff like
like,
that, like
I
that's
was
what I said. That's what
concerned.
I said to you. I said I have never seen a Casa reaction that is this bad, and it's crazy too because,
I
like
was
I said,
scared.
it was a surface level relationship. It was not that deep. I've seen people where they closed off the relationship. You know what I'm saying? The couple was closed off. They go to Casa Amor, and then the guy still cheats on her in Casa and comes back. Like he lied to her, it broke the promise and all that. Cheated in Casa and kissed a girl and came back. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't react this bad. You know what I'm saying? She was
Like,
hyperventilating. I thought she needed to be removed from the show
like
for a second.
the
I felt
no,
uncomfortable
literally. And
watching
she
her.
literally said it. She kept saying, I want to go home. I want to go home. I was like,
Let
damn
her
girl.
ass go home.
She's acting like he French fried her, fucked her, told her I love her, asked him to be exclusive, then said, can you be my girlfriend? Then
Yeah,
proposed. She's acting like they have just had like this deep thing, and she's always been this like protective over him from the beginning. She's
yes,
batshit cray cray.
yes. It was super bizarre. It was super bizarre. Damn, I think there was one more part of the movie that I wanted to get to, at least. Oh, there was one valid criticism towards AC, I felt, which was the fact that he was able to say these things about, like, I don't have things in common with Anaya and stuff like that, and, this, that, and the other, but he didn't voice those things to Anaya. And this is kind of what we mean with the communication issue, right? You know what I'm saying? But on the same time, too, I feel like a lot of our problem with the Naya and Casey's relationship going into it was the fact that a lot of their conversations were just them talking and Naya crying or something of the regard,
Exactly.
Casey reassuring
Him
her
like
or something
reassuring
like
her.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like like
yeah.
that is, and that's what he's been trying to explain. Even when we saw the clip, or I don't know if it was a clip or he said it himself to the cast. He was like, when it comes to Anaya, I feel like I'm always chasing, aka reassuring,
So
and when
it's
it
like
comes to
we're
TT, she was like actually choosing him. You know, but I feel like he was feeling these things that he had never really like openly
and
said
that's
it,
why
and
it's effortless with TT. It's not effortless because TT is an easy girl. It's
yeah,
effortless because the relationship is not
healthy
hard. It's easy,
as
and
it
that's what a
should
good
be.
relationship should be. It shouldn't be hard, right? It
Yeah,
shouldn't be like a struggle constantly just to,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like you shouldn't have to reassure your partner every 2 days,
yeah.
even if it is Love
And,
Island, even if it is Love Island.
yeah, and the thing is too is like, and that's just the fact that he went to Casa More, met a girl for like 3 days, and brought her back to the villa and chose her over someone he knew for 3 weeks. That's just a testament to how horrible their relationship was. Everyone, again, if Anaya was just listen, everyone keeps saying, "Wow, this is a new personality. I've never seen Casey smile so much. I've never seen him so happy." Instead of her listening and receiving that information, like, damn, I think this is the problem with her friends. Her friends is they're enablers. They should really push her to like what, like, did you ask him, like, what did you do, like what can you do to make him happier, like what is it about you, what are you doing, you know what I mean? Like she's
Mm-hmm.
not listening to grow, she's just listening to respond and defend the toxic traits that she have. I think that women, it will really behoove them to actually listen and pay attention. I mean, damn it, for the love of God, Kata was not trying to hear anything that Zach was saying tonight until literally TT and Amora had to tell Kata, like, listen, Zach was not kissing that girl in the bed. Zach was hyping you up. It's like these women don't want to listen to
Yes,
the man. Listen to
yes.
your man, and you may be okay, girl. Just listen.
Yeah, no, yeah, really. I mean, because I mean, like, it's not even like a listen to your man type. It's just like listen to the needs of your partner. Like they're going to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is like not even a man or woman thing. It's just a person thing. If you're a man watching this, if your girl voices that she likes certain thing, it's a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? My girl voices that, you know what I'm saying, she doesn't like it when, you know what I'm saying, I leave out whatever dish or whatever the case may be without putting it in the sink, you know what I'm saying, before going up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I do some shit like that, right? like you gotta listen to the little shit or whatever. Or maybe she, maybe they point out, what I'm saying, I really like it. I really like this color of thing. I really like this type of flower. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you could buy your girl or certain type of shoe, whatever the fuck the case may be. Y'all get the point. It's not rocket science. The point is that these girls in the villa, and in particular, I mean Anaya, you know what I'm saying, and the snore forward, right? They don't really listen to these buoys and what they kind of when they voice their kind of needs or their wants for that matter, right?
Yeah,
When Casey voices he wants more affection, it's seen as, oh, he's being lustful, he's being horny or whatever. It's
exactly.
not
And the
really
fact that
that.
and the
He
fact
just
that
wants a
Trinity and
cuddle
the
or a
fact
kiss.
that Trinity out of all people talking about any commenting negatively about anything lustful is just a joke in itself.
And it's
But
crazy too, and we know it's bullshit because Anaya in this episode, right, when she gets with Carl, she's talking about, I thought I was gonna fuck that man in Soul Ties.
exactly, like girl, let's the
So with
hypocrisy
KC,
is
it's
crazy.
I want to be slow or whatever. And then KC points out, oh, he never put her leg up with me or whatever when we were kissing. You know what I'm saying? And she does this with Carl. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's just like you weren't being genuine to yourself. You weren't being true to yourself, and you just didn't choose Carl. Now you look stupid because Casey was true to himself. KC was authentic, and then he stood 10 toes down on it, and you looked even more stupid. You know what I'm saying? But we should be blaming him for that. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah, she was
it,
annoying.
it's just a testament to like this new generation where they just everything is about them. And I think it's unfortunate. I think there's also no compromise. Like the moment that Casey, she found out that Casey likes to physical touch, right? And he wants to cuddle and do a little bit more touching. I feel like she should have found a middle ground. Like if you really enjoyed this man, and especially since it's a competition, like she got too comfortable, there's going to be other women, so I feel like she should have did a compromise. So it's like, well, I don't want to be too crazy, but you can rub on my booty, or like you can touch my boobs, or like, we don't have to french
Mhm.
fry, but she could have did something to compromise to keep her man. I think she got too lazy and comfortable. Like, you
Well,
not
it's
giving
just,
this
I
man
mean,
attention, you're not listening to him. This man has other options, and she wasn't considering that.
it's just, I mean, it's not like a sexual thing. It's just like he wants his girl to be comfortable cuddling him and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe like they're chilling and she puts like her arm around him, or you know what I'm saying, snuggles up to him, like while they're in
Yeah.
school guys talking or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I think he could probably just tell, like we could as viewers, that she wasn't very comfortable touching him or just being
Mhm.
around him in proximity to him the way that a woman is when
When they
she is
like you.
comfortable around you and she likes you. Correct. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that you have to know, like when you're a straight male. Maybe that's why I don't understand KC and why he's asking for more affection that way. He's doing that because he's a 22-year-old that doesn't really know. Anaya's not doing that because she doesn't like you. Or because Anaya's doing that because she doesn't like you, excuse me. It's not because she's just not a slow burn type of person or whatever. It's just Anaya, oh my God, oh my God. Another realization. Anaya was trying to do KC the same way that Gaul did Jin. I'm a slow burn. I'm
Oh
just not that
no,
affectionate. I'm not that
she's
touchy
the
and stuff.
original.
And then Gaul gets with Kinsey, right, and is doing all that.
Anaya is the original Gaul. I mean, she's been
This is
manipulating and
true.
gaslighting ever since she entered this villa with Casey. She's just really mad that it just didn't work out for her. She feels played. But at the end of the day, when you are ignoring someone's feelings, when you're not listening to them, when you're actually being disrespectful to someone, this is the end result. It's not going to end well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Trinity was doing way too fucking much. Okay. I will never stop saying that. Trinity, again, if Bryce and Trinity was a real thing, which is
low
not, if
vibration.
I if I was Bryce, please, I would be out. But again, Bryce is not going to go anywhere, and no, neither is Trinity, because they're safe. They're just trying to win this game. They're trying to play everything safe. I really hope they play the Zach and Bryce videos, because that's going to be very telling. If she doesn't
Because
care,
they
which she
should play the
probably
videos of Zach and Bryce talking shit about Trinity because they did.
they did. Ooh,
They
what?
did.
Remind us, because I don't remember. What did they say about
I
Trinity?
can I can for sure remember Zach saying to someone that if Kada likes Bryce, he would leave Trinity 100%. Zach said that at one point, and then for sure, like there's just a bunch of conversations where like Bryce and Zach are talking, and they're just talking shady or saying that Kada was aggressive or that Trinity is being aggressive. They said like little weird shit like that.
Yeah.
When they talk to each other about their couples, the girls
Yeah, I
they're in
need
a
to.
couple, the
Yeah, I
girls they're
need
in
to.
couples with.
Yeah, I need the producers to try to like shake up something with Trinity and Bryce because it's I like you, like Anthony just said, I like you, you make me so happy, so happy. I'm fucking bored. Like there's no way you're being real right now. Like stop playing in my face. Like I feel like isn't it, I'm insulted when they have this surfer level ass relationship and they trying to convince. What did you think about? I talked about it last night, but what did you think about Bryce asking her to be his girlfriend? Because for me that just gave what can I do? I just feel like he felt like, oh, I don't think that if they went on that trip he would have asked her. I just feel like he was like, what can I do that's gonna have the villa talking, that's gonna make social media go crazy? I don't believe that. Do you feel like he really wanted to be in a relationship?
Yeah, so sorry for not being able to join the live yesterday. I was rock climbing, you know what I'm saying? You know, give me a little workout in. But when I was watching this and catching up, I skipped their date. So I mean it was boring, bro. I don't I just
Yeah, you
I just couldn't be I
okay.
couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered.
So
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 I skipped their date, you know what I'm saying? But I did get the gist of it, and I learned he asked her to be his girlfriend. It's kind of weird, it's bizarre, it's out of order compared to how they do things on Love Island. Like usually on Love Island you
I
go
gotta tell you something.
closed off and then boyfriend and girlfriend, but I mean, maybe it just felt right with him being on a date like that. I don't really know. Maybe they were just trying to get ahead of the curve and be the first closed off couple,
Exactly.
which is a
It was
strategic thing.
calculated.
Yeah.
Calculated.
Uh, so yeah, but I mean, they don't really seem like boyfriend. Yeah, I think all of Twitter's been clowning them. I don't think anybody
Thank
really
God.
believes that.
Okay, great.
Uh, I mean, at
Let me
least,
tell you.
aside from the little kids that watch the show.
Let me tell you the bullshit that they were on yesterday. So she makes this comment. She was like, I think my mom is gonna love you. And here's where it gets suspicious. Now, considering race in mind, right? She's a black woman, he's a white man. She
Mhm.
specifically said, my mom would love you. My mom would love you to a T. Like basically exactly as you are as a white man. And my thing is, it felt very fake because, and I'm not against interracial dating or whatever. So like, love for you, love. But like, typically when there is a interracial dating, the parents are usually like a hard sell. Like they're gonna be there's a little bit of pushback. It's like she's making it seem like her mom is like, yeah, girl, get a white man. Like I'm like, it just felt very fake. It didn't feel real. So you just telling me your mom is like think about it. If her mom is watching this show, you're with a white man who is seemingly gay or more interested in Zach. So I don't think that your mom would be okay with you with a white man who was disrespecting you on television by acting gay or having gay moments with another man. It just that didn't feel authentic to me. But also the
Depends where
second
she's
thing
from,
she's
maybe. I don't know. I
the
mean, if
second
she's from mm, all of my stereotypes about Trinity say that it is very unlikely that her
exactly
mom would be comfortable with this.
exactly.
Now is
She's
it
just
100%
bullshitting.
impossible? I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
like
don't know.
let's
I just think it's unlikely. I don't really see
exactly. It
it.
was bullshit. She's just saying whatever. The second thing she said that was weird to me is she said, in my past relationships, I'm usually bitchy, I'm usually chaotic. I don't want to be that way with you. But mind you, keep in mind, this is her first white man. So it's giving, I felt like I can be disrespectful to black men, aka see how she acts with KC. But I don't want to be disrespectful to you as a white man. That's what it kind of gave to me. Because I'm like,
I disagree.
because you're so quick to pipe up. I feel you. Okay, I'll let you speak. But I feel like it's interesting that she's quick to pipe up and disrespect KC, a black man who she's not even with. But like all of a sudden, you want to be like so calm and respectful to him. It's just giving everything is fucking fake. But I'll let you
Mhm.
speak.
I disagree. I think it could be that, but I think what it more likely is the fact that the reason why she was bitchy or, felt those, emotions in her past relationships, but doesn't do any of that stuff now is because of the fact that there was passion in her previous relationships, where because they were real relationships. Whereas this one now, right, you know what I'm saying? You don't really care what Bryce does or if he acts, you know, a little fruity with his bros or whatever because you don't really like him like that. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So he can do whatever, he can act however, and it doesn't really bother you the same way it would, you know what I'm saying, if whatever, right? If it was, you know what I'm saying, a guy who you met, just walking in the street and you really liked him and y'all hit it off and if he was your traditional type, I think it's a red flag, you know what I'm saying, that they never have really even had like a disagreement of
That's
sort.
what
Like
I'm
think about
saying.
it.
That's what I'm
Something
saying.
like
It's
that.
fake.
They never
That's what I'm
even had
saying.
like
It's all
a
fake.
right. So I mean, like, and so I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not saying that you have to argue and that like if you don't argue ever, that there's, I mean, no passion. Like, I mean, some couples do just kind of get to understand each other at a certain point, right? But
But
if
as two
you're
human beings,
you never,
it's natural. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, if you never disagree, and if it's, you know, what I'm saying at a point like this where you know, it's just kind of like the one like weird anomaly or whatever. Like I think it's kind of clear why in this sense.
It's because it's
But yeah,
fake. And
yes.
you know it's fake, and it's very weird because it's like conflict resolution is a super important thing when you have a life partner. Before you get into a relationship with anybody, whether it's boyfriend, girlfriend, or and especially marriage, you have to like see how you guys get over tough times because you never really know who you're dating until it gets hard. And the fact that he just jumped right into a relationship with her when they have not had their own argument individually, but we have seen her have arguments with half the guys in the villa, especially with KC, is like, how are you going to ask someone to be a girlfriend when you don't even know how y'all deal with conflict? So again, I say all that to say it's all fake. And so I think that the way that she went about talking about this was just another just I'm just insulted by the fakery of it all. Like I
Mhm,
don't like to feel like someone trying to play me. Get out my face with
mhm.
that. I'm not buying any of it.
I want to respond to one comment, and then this is the last thing we'll say about Bryce and Trinity because they are too boring to talk about for this long. But they said they had a
That's
small
facts.
disagreement when Zach talked to Kada. Yes, when Bryce went to talk to Kada, yes, yeah, yeah. When Bryce went to talk to Kada and tried to pull her for a chat and you know step out on Trinity in that regard, like yeah, they did have a little bit of friction, but not enough. That should be a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Bryce and Trinity have been together for what, a week and a half, 2 weeks at that point, and he all of a sudden decides he's gonna go talk to Kada, who's already rejected him like 2 to 3 times, according to Soul. That's really bizarre, in my opinion. That should have been a big thing, but Trinity didn't really care. Why? Because there's no passion in that relationship. It's not a real relationship.
Kata
Um,
laughed at his in his face when he tried to
Kada
talk
did
to
laugh
her.
in his
That
face.
shit was literally laughed in his face. Even Zach laughed when he came to Zach. I'm like,
He
he
wasn't gonna
pulls Zach
commit
to the
to.
side. He's like, I'm gonna date your girl. He's like, bro, like, are you serious right now?
What couples do we want to pivot to? I'm looking through my notes right now. Who's left? Have we covered everybody?
And the sad part is we haven't covered everybody, but no one else is worth talking about because they're irrelevant. You know, Jaden and Caleb and Jen has nobody. Corbin and Parmita, I like them. They
I'm
just
looking
wasn't
for some more comments while you're talking. Keep going.
okay. Love Corbin and well, I enjoy Corbin and Parmita, but they wasn't really on display tonight.
Okay.
I'm just you got it. You found a comment.
Yeah, I got a good one. Someone said I think Carl seeing Anaya react like that may cool him off of Anaya, which I wouldn't blame him for doing so. Oh, absolutely. I think Carl at multiple times you could see him being like, you know what I'm saying? Because like Anaya girl, do you realize I mean like as much as we're acting like, you know, Carl's the Prince Charming who's swooping in the yeah, 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 nah. He don't know you he don't know you black like that, okay? Like relax. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He don't know all of that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like just because he's talking to you, right? You know what I'm saying? He's getting to know you, Anaya, cool, right? But
And it's low key sympathy
he
based.
didn't know you were gonna be black like that and get all up in
Black.
Casey's face and point. He didn't know you were gonna be black like that, all right?
Well, let's just
So
say
Anaya
ghetto because not all black is like that. He didn't know she was gonna
no,
be
no,
getting.
no. I'm
He didn't know
saying
he
I'm
was
saying
getting the
from
hood shit.
Carl's perspective, right? Because
Right,
that's his programming in his head when he's seeing it,
of
right? He's
course.
thinking, oh, I didn't know Anaya was black, right? You know what I'm saying? Like I thought she was one of the good ones. That's exactly what his ass thinking. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When he's watching her go off like that, you know what I'm saying? So I think so that's what I gotta say about
But
that.
that's why I was surprised at the beginning of the episode that he was even kissing her because he showed her true colors in the previous episode. Like when she acted crazy, this is not his first time seeing her
Mm-hmm,
act crazy. He saw her when she was hurt with Casey and
mm-hmm.
all that.
Now he
But I think if anything, if she convinced him that she changed or she's over that, tonight proved that she is not healed, she is not changed. And so, but what I'm going to find fascinating though is when he does, because he is making that revelation. He is going to want to explore others. I don't think he's going to want to stay in that. What I'm interested in seeing is how she's going to react to that, because are you going to be disrespectful to him the same way you was disrespectful to your fellow black man, or are you going to be a little bit more kind because he's white, or are you actually going to still be toxic and act crazy because at the end of the day you're very insecure anyway? I'm just curious to see how she's going to navigate rejection when it comes to him. That's what I'm looking forward to.
To Carl.
And I want to
It's
see
just
how Carl is going to respond to her disrespect, because we know Casey struggles with communication. I want to see, is Carl going to pipe up and be a man and tell her what she needs to hear, or is she going to play soft? I really want to see that. That's what's going to be good.
I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. I wonder like how Carl's going to tackle this, right? Because on one hand, it's easy for us to say he should be turned off of what she's done, and that's true, right? But at the same time, the deal is kind of bare right now, right? Like there's only so many folks. So I mean, it's really down to a point to where if Carl tries to, pivot off of Anaya, he only has as options so far. He only has Amora, which I mean, he made breakfast for her, but I'm not sure if that was romantic at all. He only has Amora, and then Jen. Jen is open, but I'm not sure if he likes her. But he did like
Yeah.
Kenzie. Carl did like Kenzie, so he could pivot to Jen. And I mean, what's to say he doesn't talk to Kenzie? I mean, is this for the love of Kenzie? You know what I'm saying? This whole time, the whole
But
show's been
Kenzie,
revolving around Kenzie. So
but Dylan cried his way into Kenzie's heart, and so now she's feeling guilty, and she says she's just gonna pursue
the
him.
Kenzie
So I don't.
love triangle. So how long will that last?
What Kenzie's what?
Kenzie loves a love triangle. So how long will that last?
She does, but she also never had a guy cry in her arms like that on this show. So maybe Dylan is gonna make her. I feel like what it is right now she's gonna be on the Dylan bandwagon, but I feel like if Dylan is already that emotional so early on, it's low key giving toxic, and it may not work. And I feel like Kenzie is very vocal about her feelings, and she may just be like, "Damn it, this is too much." So we'll
I don't
see
think
how it plays out.
but I think she's going to be turned off by him crying. If anything, I think,
That's what
and
I'm
she'll
saying.
be more likely to go to Carl if he
That's what I'm saying.
is open to getting to know her. Just because I mean, like you got to remember, she's from Kennesaw, Georgia, I think, or whatever, something like that. So she's from the South. She might have a mindset of this guy's crying way too early. He's too effeminate or whatever, or whatever the case may be. And she might think kind of like that with like a misogynistic sort of vibe, and so she might look down upon him for that. So I think if anything, that's going to deter her kind of off of him. But at the same time, too, her Kenzie and Gal is kind of up in the air because of the fact that Kenzie chose Dylan over Gaul after Kenzie and Gaul shared a kiss in the speakeasy. God damn, a lot happens in these episodes with Kenzie. She just be everywhere.
And speaking of that,
I was just gonna say real quick, my last thing. My point was that Kenzie at this point has kind of isolated herself from every guy in the villa. She might just go for Carl. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that's a perfect transition, because what I was gonna say is Carl is getting a lot of insight by being in the castle, the house. I was about to say castle, in the villa right now. But also, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to do a movie in the next episode. They're gonna have to show a clip of Kenzie. And so what's gonna happen is, from rumors of what he heard, how she's open to so many guys, if he sees a video of her kissing so many different men, I don't think Carl will want to even pursue Kenzie, because she gets around too much, and the guys are going to be talking. And even if they don't show a video collage of her kissing like probably 8 different guys, I just feel like the guys in the house are going to be talking like, "Bro, she's not a good look. She done kiss. She done explore all these guys." And I feel like if I was Carl, I wouldn't want to do that. I think what's going to have to happen after movie night is they're going to have to bring in some new bombshells, because what's going to happen is Melanie and
Yeah.
Sincere, that's going to be dead to the bed. Carl and Anaya dead to the bed. Um, if it doesn't work out with Kenzie and Dylan, dead to the bed with Kenzie, her reputation is just like,
We need a
yeah,
mass dumping, I think, before we can do the bomb
yes,
throws. So
yes,
maybe we can do a mass dumping, and because I mean, at the end of the day, all these arguments are kind of played out anyways. We've
yeah,
kind of just we've we've come as far as we can with these current Islanders. So
yeah,
we could just do a mass dumping, get rid of like 10 of them. Fuck it, I don't care.
yeah. And half of them
Get
are,
rid of,
you don't even.
and I'm not sure how you do it, but just get rid of them. And then, I mean, maybe you save some of the fan favorites somehow, some way. You know, you have like the Islanders vote to save, you know, top. I don't know. I'm not a producer, but you know, I think we need to dump a lot of folks, and then from that point
Yeah,
on, then we can have the remaining folks try to mingle. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because at this point we're throwing bullshit matches together. I'm sitting here talking about Kenzie and Carl.
The villa is too full because why is Jaden there? People in the chat probably don't even know who I'm talking about. Why is Caleb still there? They're just taking
How
up
many
space.
weeks left on the show?
Jen has been, and for
Two, I
Jen to
think.
be, Jen has been there for at least 2.5 weeks at this point now. Jen hasn't even found a connection. So it's a lot of people who are just wasting space. And so, yeah, we need some new people and bring some new bombshells because after tonight, after this movie night, it's going to be looking crazy for a lot of people. Sincere is going to be struggling. Sincere and Melanie are going to be, yeah, if they don't work out together, I think they're going to struggle hard, especially Sincere. Like, he's cooked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. More is an option. Yeah, More and Carl could work. Casey knows the optics of yelling at black men on TV, so he's trying to be resilient. Yeah, definitely.
Wait, who's trying to wait? Say that. Who's trying to be resilient?
They said Casey knows the optics of yelling at black women on TV, so he's trying to show restraint.
Oh,
And
please.
and you can definitely. I think that was most obvious last episode when Meg said that bullshit about him being disrespectful, and he was like, it's just like,
Right.
let me not say something
Because
to
you're
make this
damned if
guy
you do.
off this damn show. That's
Damned if you
exactly
do,
what he
damned if you
got.
don't.
Yeah, nah, yeah. It's I mean, it's getting to the point where it's just like, yo, if you're a guy, I don't know if you want to go on this show. If you plan on being authentic. If you plan on being authentic, you might just want to stay home.
At
You're
least with
not
this
getting.
cast.
I mean, but last class, do you want to say it's any better?
No, but it's way worse this season. Like, because I mean, think about it.
It
Shelly,
started last season with the hood calling Jeremiah a bitch. Though that's what started. That's what
but
starts
but we
this.
all but we all agreed though. But when the way she acted, her castmates called her out and social media called her out. Whereas with these women, because there's so many of them crazy, you know how they say birds of a feather flock together. It's like they're validating
True.
each other, and then you have the toxic fans at home who also think like that. So it's like this little movement, and it's just like,
This is true. This is
no, it's
true.
just
This is
crazy.
true. This is true. When it's 4 versus 1, yeah, it is. It is.
And then
Because I
and
mean,
technically
yeah,
sometimes it's 5 because sometimes Kenzie pops up and she joins them.
yeah.
We say core 4, but really Kenzie again tonight. Kenzie is the one who was like, "Man, ain't shit."
It's
So
the 4-4 featuring
it's
Kenzie.
the live
Well,
5,
well, you
right?
gotta remember. You gotta remember. Kenzie was saying that Corbin was a piece of shit and this, that, and the fourth. And I mean, it's
Yeah,
just like we're saying all this because Corbin said, "Oh man, Kenzie's out the window." Oh my god, I remembered. What did Casey the one that said, "I'm gonna bring somebody home," or was that Corbin? No,
that was.
I
I feel
think
like that
Corbin
was
said that.
Corbin. I feel
That
like that
was
was
Corbin.
Corbin. But
So you
either way, if any one of them said that, they went. It's Casa Amor. Like,
it is
it's
Casa
okay to
Amor.
say you're gonna bring someone home. It's not like they didn't have a silent relationship. What Corbin had with Kenzie was a physical thing. It wasn't no substance. And then what Casey had with Anaya was toxic. So, and she told him,
Right.
go have fun, explore. I don't care. So if any of them said that, what's the problem? These women on this cast, they blow everything up. And
Yeah.
shout
And
out
this
to
is really the
Sincere for trying to
problem.
speak up for them tonight. Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is really the problem with not dumping Islanders. Like there's not been enough dumpings, and the dumpings that they did do, they didn't do them correctly because they set it up in a way to where you allowed Beatrice to be dumped too. Like they said in the chat, Beatrice is the realest female Islander. She was one of my favorites. I think Soul was another one of my favorites, and I like TT and Amore a lot now. But yeah, no, absolutely. It's a big issue when you have these really annoying dumpings where you only allow like 2 people to get dropped or whatever once in like 3 weeks or something. So we had Gabriel and we had Beatrice. But aside from that, the only person that got dumped in this entire show was Sean. Is that it? Is that it? That's it.
Yeah, it's
Sean,
crazy.
Beatrice, Soul, Gabe. That's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just not enough dumpings. You like, and so and you need to do like surprise ones too, or shocking ones, and you need to drop couples and
Drop these
or
couples
split
who
up
think they
couples.
married, please.
You know what I'm saying? So like, when you don't, that's when you have, you know what I'm saying, people like what you don't want to have in Love Island is what we have right now, which is a bunch of fake couples with people that have been there the entire show who have had all their time to explore but have never found a real match.
Yeah. I have a question for you though.
There's no
Someone
love.
you answered this before. Someone had a question. They said, "How many weeks left on the show?" Isn't it? I think so. King Cash said it, but it's a total of 6 weeks, right? You
It's a
said
total of 6 weeks. Week three was Casa Amor, and so this was the end of, or this is week four, and so we should be done 2 Sundays from now. So not this Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
so. 2 more weeks.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so so we'll be done on. Let me get the exact date. We'll be done on the 12th. So yeah, we've got 12 more days.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Yeah. Princess, are you still here? Because Princess asked us. She said, "Who do y'all? How do y'all think tomorrow will go? What's happening to? Oh, tomorrow is when we have the. Oh, okay. So the
Well,
aftermath
she
of
means
like
Thursday.
Thursday, right on the next episode, we're gonna have the aftermath of Sincere. So there's gonna be a big thing with Melanie and Sincere. The question is she gonna just be so depleted that she doesn't give any energy, or is she gonna? Because she has two sides, or is she gonna turn into that like pipe
Did you
up
watch the
person?
preview? Because I watched the preview and she was going off.
Oh, she's going off. Okay, right. So, this is going to be so interesting because like at this point Sincere's exposed. I think typically he's used to just saying his poetic words and she just falls for it, but now it's like, bro, like what can you say? And the guys can even defend you. Like I can't defend him. Like Sincere, the gloves are
No,
off. Like I have
in the
nothing.
preview clip for tomorrow night or for Thursday night, it was her. It was Melanie. She was standing up. She was screaming, standing up, yelling, pointing, doing her. So yeah, she's gonna be heated. What other clips we get to see Kenzie tomorrow? That should be interesting.
Oh, because you're gonna show Kenzie's slip. Okay, she's gonna be embarrassed. I think she's really gonna feel like a hoe.
Hopefully they show Kata being a hypocrite and saying Che's a big dog and Zach's a little pup and all that other bullshit. That'd be nice. Just to see her get a little clap back
Wait,
for a
who you
moment.
talking about? A little dog? You talking about
Kata,
Shinji? Kata.
Kata and Che, the dude that she exported in Casa More. And then also it'd be nice to see. I mean, I don't really care to see Melanie and the guy that she explored, Corey. They could show that, but I don't think it really matters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because we know what Melanie's about to do as soon as she sees the clip of Sincere and Amara.
yeah.
So
Oh, there's gonna be another clip of Sincere.
yeah,
Oh God, damn it, Sincere, you're cooked, fried, and died.
well yeah, because the clip today was only Soul.
That's true.
It was only Soul. So and like that's what was so crazy. Like usually usually in movie night they show all of your exploration together. So like
Okay.
if it's so like they in Path of Violence they would show him exploring Soul and him exploring
Yeah.
Amara like all in one. But see like so like that makes me wonder how they're gonna do the Kinsey thing. Like are they gonna show Kinsey exploring 8 dudes tomorrow? I don't know.
It's gonna be a long ass thing. They're gonna have to do like a reel and just make it real quick, like quick little videos. But yeah, I'm just gonna tell like Melanie just needs to move on. We're gonna see if she moves on, but like there's no way that he's lying to those other girls and being truthful with Melanie. Like if he's lying to them, he's lying to her. I think that's what she needs to realize, that he is lying to you. There's nothing. The only thing that's bonding Sincere and Melanie is the fact that Sincere's mother is like Melanie. Sincere's mother is crazy, and so he
They
just
cracked
has
me
a
up in the
social
chat.
comfort there.
They're cracking me up in the chat, man. Sincere is a baller, man. He's been putting up some. I don't know. Tonight he might have put up a little cool little 40 piece. You know what I'm saying? It was a good game. 40 points. You know what I'm saying? Cool little 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He had a solid performance tonight, man. He really did his thing. I think, like I'm saying in the chat, if he's able to make it out of this whole debacle unscathed, might be one of the greatest in league history. He
You
might
know
go
what
down
was
as one of the greatest in league history.
you
A
know what was
true
shocking?
masterclass.
A true masterclass. What was shocking to me though was how he was able to, like, he was just lying to Like literally, people were gagged. He was very disrespectful with how he was just lying to all these women, right? But when he started to talk to defend himself, they were quiet and respectful. But when Casey tried to talk, which was nothing compared, what Casey did, if he hurt Anaya, they say he hurt Anaya, cool. But Sincere has hurt and lied and manipulated several women. And when it's his time to talk, they're quiet and respectful. It's just interesting.
It's just it's really weird. It reminds me of I reference Love Island UK a lot. And King Cash in the chat, he said something about the current season, I think. So King Cash, if you're watching the current season of Love Island, let us know how it is, please. But one thing that happened in Love Island UK like last season, there was a male Love Islander by the name of Dejan, and a bunch of girls, bombshells came in the villa like one after the other, and they all liked Dejan, right? But he didn't like any of them and chose with his OG girl throughout the entire show, right? Who was a little bit toxic, right? And a little and kind of yelled a bit, you know what I'm saying, was a little bit of a loudmouth, right? Point being is that it kind of felt like the audience felt the same way. Like at a certain point, all of the girls in the village just started ganging up on Deshaun because they had all like in different arguments about random bullshit, right? Because they had all like wanted him at one point and he denied them. And so I feel like I don't know if there's a similar thing going on here with KC, where you know what I'm saying. He
But it
never
can't
explored
be.
Trinity. He didn't explore Kata when Kata came in.
But
Do they
why?
feel some type of way about this,
But
perhaps? Like
if
that's
they
the
do,
only thing that I could possibly think of.
that can't
Because
be it.
since no, well, it's the only thing that I could think of because at this point he has completely disregarded all of the OG girls and he's focusing on TT, just TT, and doesn't want really nothing to do with them. And that's the same way that Corbin is moving, and that's why they're treating them like this. I feel like because they don't even really want to be friends with the OG girls anymore, and that's why y'all don't even pull a knife for a chat. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even like they kind of found peace with their Casa girls, like they said in the chat. And so I feel like it's just at the like at a point to where it's just like at a certain point, Corbin didn't like any of the OG Villa girls. You know what I'm saying? And out of all of them, he chose Kenzie, and he didn't even like her. He threw her out the window. You know what I'm saying? KC is kind of the same way
But
because
no, can I?
apparently, go ahead, go ahead. What do you mean?
I was I was gonna say like they can't. I hear what you're saying, but they if they were trying to use that excuse, it's not gonna make sense for two reasons. The first
I'm
reason,
no, that's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I just think that's my rationalizing of their bad behavior. That's what I think they're doing.
okay. But what I'm gonna say is like that. Two things in response to that though. The first, it was a night when he wasn't chosen. Like there was, remember he had the door. He opened the door
It
and no
wasn't the
one.
same girls in the villa though, and it wasn't a lot of the same guys in the villa either.
Okay, so that happened. It was a few times that he wasn't chosen, but then number two, when he
When was the
did,
second time?
um,
Because
it
after
was
that first time, he's been with Anaya until Casa Amor.
well, it was another situation where like it was like the plant dad thing. Remember, it was like no one. It was like no nothing with the plant dad, and it was something else that he wasn't chosen. I can't remember. Maybe someone in the chat can help me. But the second thing that stands out to me, to your point,
But
is
you're talking about the
he
first
was with.
episode,
I guess
right?
so. I just
Right.
remember it was like two
I
times.
just
So
want to confirm. Okay.
probably. But the second thing is like, at the end of the day, like you said, he was with Anaya, so they can't say. And Anaya, like, if they're gonna get mad about not having a chance to explore KC, they have to get mad at Anaya because Anaya is the one who had him on a leash. And then also, they didn't. Even if she didn't have them on a leash, they're so like loyal to her to the point where they probably wouldn't even want to touch KC because they don't want to offend Master Manipulator, Toxic Queen Anaya. And so I think it has to do with that. They can't put that on KC. KC was finally able to explore in Casa Amor, and we already know why it worked out for him and TT night and day. So
No, no, I'm not putting anything on KC. I'm putting it on them because I think they're jealous of KC, really. Because like really with Corbin and KC, they're kind of good with their position. Like they both are in a spot to where they could really even get dumped from the villa and okay, cool. They're just gonna. I mean, they've got boobs. You know what I'm saying? Corbin, I mean, Casey's got TT. They both are from South Central. You know what I'm saying? They're cool. They're just gonna go, live and be together probably, and maybe get a couple brand deals, come out with some followers. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing kind of for Corbin and Parmita. They're from the same city and all that stuff or whatever. So I mean, both these dudes really found matches, and so they kind of are at like a level of like kind of like peace and clarity where like you can kind of tell like throughout all both of their conversations they don't really give a fuck anymore, and that offends Kata and the rest of the Snore
Exactly.
Four to a
Exactly.
profuse degree. It's
They're
it's it's their own fault. Like they're jealous of the happiness.
yeah,
I guess
they're
maybe
mad at
so.
the happy ending. They're like, how dare you like move on
Have
from
a
us
happy ending, and it's
and
not
have a
with one
happy
of the
ending.
OG four Snore Four.
Exactly. It's supposed to be like if it's not us, then you're supposed to fail. Like if it's not us, you're supposed to be single and lonely. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and I think also Trinity could be jealous for real because it's not like Trinity has a real relationship with Bryce. That's fake. Um, Kata can't be happy with Zach because every 5 seconds she's trying to pick an argument with him. She's always looking for something to be mad at. Maybe she's just miserable generally. You know, at first I used to like Kata, but I'm gonna be honest with you. The way she's been showing up these last few nights, my Kata meter has went down to the ground because she has proven herself to be nasty, a nasty piece of work, very toxic, and just super immature. Um, yeah, I don't
I'm not
know
gonna lie.
what
I
it
saw it
is.
coming with Kata since the start. I never was
Yeah,
fully on that.
you never. I used to try to defend her, and TL knows, and Anthony know. I used to always try to defend Kata. But after these last couple of nights, I'm like, girl, at
Your
this
blind
point,
spot for Kata is the same for my blind spot I have for Anaya, man. Right? Where I used to defend her. I used to defend her. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
could you guys
Kata,
imagine? He used to defend Anaya. I'm like, are you good? Like Brandon, are
I
your
haven't
locks
defended
too
Anaya
tight?
once this episode, bro. One, not once this
Yeah,
episode.
I actually, and you know, I used to
Really,
go
since she
crazy.
started hyperventilating, I haven't.
Yeah, that was crazy. You know what? You missed that live, but it definitely gave the Kimberly Elise moment in Diary of a Mad Black Woman when Kimberly Elise was breaking down in that closet. But she at least got beaten. Like she had a Kimberly Elise in that movie had a reason to be on the floor bawling and crying.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I can't defend what you're doing. Like that was, and you know, I watch a
They're
lot of
laughing
TV.
at me. They're laughing at me. They
They're
weren't
laughing
even
at me.
laughing at you. They
And
weren't
that's
even
how you
laughing
know
at
she's and that's how you
me.
know the
Delusional.
anger. Yeah, she's delusional. The anger that she had, right? They wasn't laughing at her. The anger that she has is not even about KC necessarily. It's about how she feels. It's about her insecurity. She's talking about their laugh. She just feels embarrassed, and she just wants to be she wants to be chosen. It's bigger than KC, and that's why he said, like, you're trying to direct this trauma that has nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with
Yeah,
him.
very much trauma, man. Very much trauma. I see King Cash said that the new season of UK is good. Shout out to that. Thank God. I'm gonna have to hop on that. Why I feel like Trinity and Anaya switch spots. I feel like Trinity more angry at Casey than Anaya. Oh yeah. We talked about this, man.
Trinity,
We talked about this in
word.
depth, man.
We talked about
Like
that. So when this
it's
live goes off, go back and watch that shit.
yeah. It's spooky. If you missed the start of the live, we did like a full episode breakdown, like start to finish. So if you missed one part of like the discussion about the different arguments or whatever the case may be, yeah, make sure you go ahead and check that out. But
Grandma.
grandma.
Speaking of grandma, Brandon brought up a good point earlier. He was talking about how they when they played a Naya clip, they missed certain things out. Like they showed when he called her grandma, but they didn't show a clip of Anaya. She literally called him grandpa. Like she has called him a child. She said so many demeaning things, but I feel
Little
like the
old or
producers did
something.
that to like give her more ammo to act crazy. They want good TV. They know she's a fucking clown, but it's just like deplorable that like they're not showing the full picture. She's getting roasted on social media because we're not fools.
Yo, it's getting late. Should I put on the tinfoil hat before I leave and just blow the whole spot up?
Do it.
Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I know what they're doing, bro. Peacock, I know what y'all are doing, bro.
What they doing?
What they're doing, they every season, bro, we somehow get a dark skinned black woman who seems to be a like
Classic.
slightly insecure and like not in touch with like their skin, right? They cast a woman like this every season, and TikTok gathers behind them. It's really strange. It's really
Oh my
bizarre,
god,
right?
that's so real.
And the reason why I say this is because in season 6 there was a girl named Janae, and she said she had multiple comments that were even weirder than what Anaya said about the the caramel skin and the hazel eyes, and the light and the light.
You bring that up as much as I talk about Trinity sucking dick.
Got to, because I didn't bring it up. I did not bring it up enough in season 6 with Janae, and they gaslighted me and they said that it was normal. And then it turned out that the guy was racist and actually did use her to get to the final and was calling her the N-word in a group chat with his racist friends.
No.
So ever since that happened, I refuse to be gaslit again. I know what's going on, bro. You know what I'm saying? They know that there's going to be a subsect of Twitter. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be gender war Twitter that is going to, and TikTok, gender war Twitter, gender war TikTok. They know the social media is going to come in and they're going to rally behind a bunch of fuck ass shit. They put some insecure dark skinned girls specifically. Actually, I don't even know if I want to say. No, it's always dark skinned girls. They don't ever throw an insecure light skin in the villa.
Right.
The light skin, they find a confident light skin like Soul who can go
and Clark,
take somebody's man and then trigger Twitter. That's exactly what they do.
The same way,
the same like
Clark, who stole Olandria, mind you. Clark literally clearly had no fucking real chemistry with Olandria. You want to know who the original grandma is? Olandria is the original grandma. She was boring as fuck. Clark had no fun with her. He finally had fun with Clark. He chose Clark. I picked Clark. But anyway.
Okay, all right. They said in the comments, Janae never gave insecure. All right, so these are the comments that I remember, right? At one point she said, I like, or she said she liked Foreman or something, and then Kenny came into the villa, who was a bombshell, and he was Dominican, and she said, I had a dream. I just really want Dominican babies.
Oh.
She had a dream that she had Dominican babies.
It's getting weird.
Who says that on a TV show about a race that's like if anyone else said that, we would say this person's a
she doesn't
get them out the villa.
She doesn't need to be a parent.
Right. So I've never heard anybody say something about some mixed babies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I don't know. I feel like they are purposefully setting up, and they tried to do it this season with Kata, because Kata was supposed to be the confident light skin. She didn't work. She ended up being too cliquey, right? And she wasn't gonna shake shit up. Because remember, we at first thought that Kata was the Grim Reaper, right? You know what I'm saying? But then she ended up only going for Zach. Right, you know what I'm saying? So that didn't shake shit up because Zach was just with Kenzie, right? But the producers expected her to go after KC or Sincere. You see what I'm saying, man? It actually makes a lot of sense. But then that didn't work, so then they sent in Soul to try to pull KC, right? Because they know if KC draws the attention of this super duper light skinned girl, because they don't just find light skinned girls, they find super duper light skinned girls like Kata and Soul.
Because there's also because there's a middle ground, like there's a step above that lightness. Like it's like a kind of like
where do y'all even find these girls? Like y'all find girls where we got to go look at pictures of their dads to figure out whether or not they're black or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did y'all even find these girls? But they find these girls and then they send them in the villa to try to take KC or Sincere or whoever the other case may be. You know what I'm saying? Whatever black ass in the villa, right? They send them in the villa for that specific purpose because Casey said, "Oh my ex looked like this." The producers know that, bro. They know all these people's Instagrams. So they think that he's gonna steal her.
That's a good
You know
point.
what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So they send her in with that purpose. You know what I'm saying? And so it just so happened that Sincere and Soul matched up really well or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? But it works, bro. Look, all Casey said was my ex looked like Soul, and Twitter buy into exactly what the producers wanted to, and they all called him a colorist.
They did. That's a good.
I feel like this narrative. I mean, hey, I'm not gonna lie. Gen Z is parasocial. They're all delusional. You know what I'm saying? I completely agree. Right? We have a very bad chronically online generation, right? Of folks that is currently brewing, and something needs to be done about that, right? But I think production is playing into this because I've seen this pattern play out too many times now. It's getting weird, bro.
You
It's
just made
getting
me
weird.
think of something. I'm glad. First of all, shout out to you because you just did like a deep like exploration into this topic, and that's a good theory. It's a good point, and it's very obvious. But you made me think about something that I thought about earlier today while watching this show. Is there's another thing I realized that why is it that there's always a white man who has a dark skinned black woman, but they never push for a white they never really push for a black man having a white, you notice that never really a black man who has like the white woman. And I feel
They
like,
they do though. They just don't get cast in the USA version. But the producers
but of course
want
it
that
wouldn't
because
be.
it would
Of
be
course it
as
wouldn't be the
controversial.
U.S.
Because see this is the thing. They want it to happen either way. I feel like, you know what I'm
Nah.
saying. It just I know I think they do because because like I said, that's why they put in Soul because they want the colorist accusations.
Wait, let me finish though.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, of course.
Because what I'm getting at, I get what you're saying, but what I'm getting at is more so, and it just it's reflective of like not just with this show, just generally when you think about like think about when it comes to movies or when it comes to anything that's interracial based, they're totally cool with a white man having a black woman, but it's a
Like Little
different thing.
Mermaid
Yeah, but it's a
or
different thing.
all the
They're not gonna have a
all the different other Disney movies and all that stuff.
yeah, they'll never put a black man having a white woman because they like to have they don't want to have a black man lead their race. You know what I mean? They want to make it seem they want for it to appear that white men are like black women's savior. They're the superhero, but like
Mm.
they want black men.
The white savior complex or trope
Yeah, they
potentially.
always want the black man to be like the villain or like a thug or some bad guy that's the or the heartbreaker. And so I feel like what I pick up from like what I notice on all just the
It is
media
very
at
funny.
large, it shows up on these shows too. And I'm like, and it also makes sense because if you think about it, I don't know if the girls really had an option to choose the. I know how everybody was like, why did they choose? Why did they send all the colored men home? They had 12 guys. They sent the colored men home, and they had these bland pickings that they chose. And it was like, did they really choose that? Did production have something to do with it? I don't know. Maybe they wasn't attracted to them. I don't know, but it's just something that I peeped. That's all
Mhm,
I'll
mhm,
say.
mhm. I mean, and also like with the interracial thing. I mean, with this Carl thing
Carl is shit.
and with the Nick thing last year with Alandria, like these two things were the most scripted probably instances that I've ever seen in Love Island. I've never seen Casa people get brought back. And like the thing is too, you watched last season, Juicy, you remember both of these really scripted plot twists were around Casa Amor
And it's
with the
also involving
interracial.
interracial again, and it's
Yeah,
always the white man and the black woman. It's never the
yeah.
opposite. It's never the
And
opposite.
it's specifically dark skin too.
That's what I'm saying.
Like they know how to make it as controversial as possible. And I think the reason why they do, I don't know if like with you could probably run that the theory about like trying to destabilize the community and whatever. You could probably run that for like on like a grander scale with like looking at like certain movies like The Little Mermaid and whatever else. There was like a stint where we had like a bunch of interracial couples like that for a minute, right? But I think with this show, I think they're mainly just doing it because it's the I'm trying to think. I would assume it's probably like one of the least most uncommon pairings, right? You know what I'm saying? Just as far as like if you look at interracial like dating statistics, right? You know what I'm saying? So like it's uncommon. The girl is the one that's darker, right? And so you know like colorism would generally state that it's supposed to be the man that's the darker one in a relationship, and the women are supposed to be lighter because the men work out in the fields. Like that's the primitive colorism, you know, like idea and ideology there or whatever. So like when it's the woman that's the darker one, it's even more controversial and oh look at this, look at what's happening on Love Island. Can you believe this is happening?
But
And so it makes people controversial and want to talk about it and watch or whatever.
yeah,
So I mean it's also like cheap and stuff like that, but they know it's an easy, extremely easy way to make people talk about the show or whatever because they're going to cause a gender war, race war, or whatever on the different
yeah,
social medias, and then
and
people are going to talk about it, and then they're going to come watch.
And it's a very safe for them to choose a the darkest skin as possible because and anybody who watched Potomac knows, but like there's this colorism thing where if they just shows light skinned girls and no dark skinned girls, it'll be this thing of like, oh, they're colorist, they're only choosing the light skinned girl. So they're like, listen, we're not even about to have y'all come up in here and try to say that we're colorist. We're gonna choose the darkest woman. So you can't be like, oh well, they only like light skinned girls. It's like, no, that we're gonna go dark. So I feel like they're also very smart about like you know what, let's just go the darker the better. We don't want to hear any colorist stuff
I
because
don't
y'all
want to
know
say
how
they're very smart. They're just very intentional. Like
that
everything is on purpose.
yeah
It's extremely meticulous, and I think the audience is thinking checkers. We're like the on the show, they're very clearly playing chess with exactly how they tweak who they want to go in and how they do these recouplings and who they. I mean, come on. I mean, just like me and you have been watching, you think there's clearly no coincidence that 2 years in a row you have the Nick and Alandria thing that had no chemistry, but they saved them in Castlemore and they forced them to pair up together. And then this year, and the reason why they did that is because they were trying to reheat the nachos of the previous season, which is Janae Kinney, right? So Janae Kinney was the blueprint, and they tried to reheat those nachos last year with Nicolandria, which is why they forced them together in Casa Amor like that, which was not natural. They didn't choose each other. Production forced that, which they've never done before. And then this year they do they do a similar thing by bringing back Carl, even though Anaya didn't choose him already, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's
yeah
also to once again support that same type of pairing with the
yeah
dark skin and the white dude, right?
and
So,
then and then you know
go
I'm
ahead.
all about authenticity. And the problem I also have with it is giving like the last pickings, right? Like Carl in a perfect world, he probably wouldn't want Anaya, but it's like when you think about it, like she's the only available option at this current moment. So it's like he's now his token person is the black woman by default. And
Mhm.
even with Gal made a comment tonight. He was like, oh, because he doesn't like Jen, and he also found out that Kinsey is more so interested in Dylan. So then he was just like, oh, I think Amora's pretty. It's like, do you really think Amora's pretty? Or is it and she is beautiful, so she is pretty, that's not a lie, but it's like is that just are you just doing this because this is your default because who else is he going to
No,
talk to? So what I don't like,
no.
my thing is I'm all like if something's interracial, it's interracial. I just need it to happen organically. And so like this like last pickings or this overproducing to your point about the intentionality of it all, that's the part that's rubbing me the wrong way. It's like and it's very clear, especially to people like me and you, like we pay attention. It's just like you guys are obviously pushing this thing. Let's bring in some bombshells, bring a lot, and let's see who's really going to be into interracial. Because if you bring some more white women, I'm pretty sure, or even some Asians or whatever, I'm pretty sure Carl will redirect his energy to a different type of woman. And that's his prerogative. It doesn't mean that he's racist. Everyone has their type. And I just don't want to see people forced into interracial relationships because again, I want to see a real chemistry. I want to see real love. Shout out to Clark and Taylor. They didn't win, but they're still together. I'm rooting for real stuff.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, it's not the fact that it's interracial; it's the fact that it's forced. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, if I could say, like, I mean, Corbin and Parmita is an interracial relationship, but that's my favorite couple on the show. Is it yours too?
Yeah, it's pretty one. Yeah, it's one like it's
I think I
between like
like
I
them
like
better. I
them
think I like
and
them better than TT and Casey at this point.
I like them. Yeah, I like them and TT and Casey. Yeah, those are my top right now.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, Corbin and Parmita. Yeah, I mean, my girlfriend is like multiracial, but primarily Asian. So I mean, like, yeah, it's nothing to do with them being interracial at all. But it's primarily to do with the fact that it's very clearly these forced, not real couples, right? So like that's the issue, right? So I will say, damn, I feel like I had one more point about this whole shit, and I it slipped my mind.
Let me help you. Is it interracial based?
Uh,
Is it something else?
I no, I think it was just in regard to like the forced couples.
Mm,
Maybe. I mean, do we
even
want
like
to talk about like? I mean, because we think Carl will probably explore multiple people outside of them. So I mean, it at this point it could just not even last. Like, oh, I found it. I found it. So I had to do some soul searching, y'all. It came back to me. Okay, so what it was I understand that on one hand you might think, well, Anaya's been through the ringer. Let's just be happy that she's finally being picked by somebody. And last season, y'all would say the same thing. Well, Elanger's been through the ringer. She didn't get picked by Taylor. Let's just be glad she has somebody now. And then
Right.
the season before that, y'all would say the same
Just
thing.
happens to be a white
Well,
savior.
Janan, yeah, exactly, all 3 times. Well, Janae has been through the ringer. Let's just hope. Let's just be glad that she got picked by Kenny finally. Let's just be hope that she got picked by somebody, even if it doesn't seem like it's the most real. You know what I'm saying? You know, whatever. Cool. Let's just come on, guys, support the couple, right? The problem with that is you're opening yourselves up to being used for social media clout, like as like on a macro scale, like literally, like you are basically saying, hey, as long as you give us just a smudging of love and affection in these make a wish relationships, you know what I'm saying? We're what do you want me to call it? It's a make a wish relationship.
Yeah.
I mean,
Put your
I mean,
penny in the
literally,
bucket.
they're clapping when he goes to pull her, bro. They're
Right.
clapping when
And
Carl
the
pulls him
problem,
out.
yeah, and the problem is even for Carl, it's like, bro, they're just you're the sympathy dude. Like you're the sympathy dude. I was about to say sympathy. It's like
You're an
they're
accessory.
just you're an accessory, and it's about Anaya. It's not about you, and that's the unfortunate part. And that's another reason why Casey was frustrated. It's like, bro, a relationship is two people, and if it's just you're making Anaya feel good, Carl's already getting drained. I feel like it's not. I feel like with him coming into a new relationship, you're dating someone, he already is coming in like, I have to help her. She's broken. She's crying. He's coming in trying to save. And it's already all about her. When really, when two people come together, it should be just calm, neutral energy. We should be trying to get to know each other. And the fact that he has that pressure to like try to heal an unhealed woman is unfair to him, you know? And
Well, I
it's
mean,
just,
it's embarrassing. It shows she has no respect for Carl. Like when you go off like that on your ex dude who you chose over me, like when you do all of that, like you're clearly not over that shit, man. Like it's just straight disrespectful to Carl. And if Carl is so interested after this episode, man, I have absolutely no respect for Carl. Not that I
yo,
had much to begin with after he was coming back in the villa and was like, yeah, I mean, I've got my walls up, but yeah, whatever, I forgive you. I was like, okay, Carl, whatever. But I mean, if he for sure is, if he doesn't even care about the fact that Anaya is this bothered over her ex that she just chose over you 2 days ago. I don't know, man. I don't know.
it's a huge red flag. Like it's the reddest flag I've ever seen. And so I just need for him to get it together. Hopefully, like I said, it will be so good to see him stand up to the foolishness. But if he does do that, though, if he stands up and goes against Anaya in terms of like just holding her accountable, like holding her accountable to the bore four, to the snore four, they see that as violence. Lord forbid if they have to be held accountable. Lord forbid if Anaya just needs to listen.
Right.
But again, I think fortunately, but unfortunately, I just feel like Anaya is super cool with disrespecting a black man. There it is, KC. I feel like, and that's her true nature. If she's being nice to Carl about if he does choose to explore and if he whatever, her being nice to him I'm gonna be questionable because I'm like, oh, you're gonna give grace and respect to the white man, but you was so disrespectful to KC multiple times. So we'll just see how this pans out. Either way, I'm gonna have a lot of shit to say about it.
Yeah, I am looking forward to the next episode. I will end this episode or in my addition to this live with a comment that I've made about Anaya.
Mm-hmm.
Probably in every single previous live, at least since Casa. Girl, you only didn't like she is a very clear and classic like prime example of self-sabotage. You lost the game of love by self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? Like it was all by her own making. And I'll quickly explain how. You know what I'm saying? If she didn't do all of the clamping down on Casey's neck and not allowing him to explore, if she wasn't so draining day in and day out and didn't walk away from multiple conversations, he probably would be right back with him. He probably, I mean, he might have taken back TT still. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still
You're saying
possible.
exactly what I said in my last live.
It's still possible because yeah, I believe it. Because like it's just obvious. It's still possible that he could have you know what I'm saying taken TT back, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he might would have done so and then been extremely remorseful and then immediately went to talk and console you and then kind of ostracized TT almost. That could have been what happened. Or y'all could have been in such a good spot to where, you know what I'm saying, he
He was
never did any
exploring
of that at
both.
all. Yeah, 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 exactly. But when he comes back and then, you know what I'm saying, you just go into straight antagonizing him, and then you want him to talk to console you at nighttime, but then you tell him that I don't even want to look at him. So you can't do both, you know what I'm saying? And
Exactly.
then
You don't
you're
even want
calling
him to
him
touch
bitch
you.
and stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I mean it's just like you at every turn you did something that ruined your chances with KC. And I'm saying this as if she wants KC because her actions show me that she wants KC. She's acting as if she still wants KC. Well, I'm here to tell you all of your actions now or prior to, you know what I'm saying, fumbling that opportunity were counterintuitive to that goal.
Yeah.
If
And
that makes
everything that
sense.
she does is counterintuitive. And the real problem is she doesn't want to listen in order to grow, right? And that's with anything, whether it's like your personal life, spiritual life, whatever the hell it is, you have to listen, right?
Yes.
Especially when there is an issue. And I think that's the problem with communication when there's a party who doesn't want to listen because they're too in their feelings. She is too, like, she gets so upset that she can't just be quiet and pay attention. If she were to listen, she will understand where she's failing at as a person from her angle, right? Because there is a reason why he chose CT. Like if someone chose somebody else and not me, especially after we were together for 3 weeks and you just met somebody for 3 days, I got to do a hard reset and I have to look at myself. But instead, she wants to play this victim card and she wants to just be a hypocrite. She want to call him disrespectful, but she's disrespectful. She wants to like cut him off every 5 seconds. He stands up, she stands up. It's just like
Right.
there's no getting through to her, and that's why he's like, "Yo, there's no getting." And when people like, there's no resolve if the person's not going to listen. Like, what are you
Yeah.
going to do? It's like talking to a brick wall.
And this kind of goes back to what I said about the peace and the clarity kind of that Casey and Corbin have. You know what I'm saying? Like to where like they've just been moving. Like I don't know if you noticed, but I mean you probably pointed this out. I wasn't here for last live, but in last episode, Casey and Corbin, when Corbin had his conversation with Kinsey, he was like, all right, here we fucking go. You know what I'm saying? And then Parmita was like, are you scared? And he's like, no, I'm not scared. I just know it's not going to go well. I know exactly how this is going to go. And it's kind of Casey said the same thing to TT. He's just like, I'm not scared to have this conversation. I just know it's not going to go well. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, look at it. These girls don't want to. I don't
They
know what the
are
fuck they want.
they're
They just want to be
emotionally
mad.
yeah, they want to be mad. They're emotionally immature. That shit is so unattractive. Like they need to go to therapy island because like you can't even like get over. You can't even have contention or conflict in a healthy way. Like they don't understand that, and and it's unfortunate. Like
They don't know what they want either.
they're
They really don't.
embarrassing. They're embarrassing Black women at large, actually, because for all of them to be of color, and you have all these racists watching these shows, and there's always already these negative stereotypes. It's just like they're proving, like, honestly, watching this as a Black man, I could 100% understand why there's some Black
So
men who
why don't you feel the opposite way when it comes to TT and Amora? Like why don't they make you feel great about the Black community?
they do. I didn't say they did it. I'm just talking about
I'm
like
just you haven't said that, but you have said multiple times that the girl or that like Anaya and whoever else make you feel bad about the community, but you
well,
haven't pointed out.
I say that because it's what, four of them, and they have been on the show the longest, TT. And so okay, I love your question.
Okay,
I can
okay, so you
clarify that.
consider Kata and
Hold
Melanie
on, wait.
Black to be Black.
Exactly. They're of
Okay,
color.
okay, okay,
And so
okay, okay.
you have
I don't.
TT.
I don't.
Okay, so like you have TT and Amora. Amora's not in a relationship, so we don't even know if how she can be when she's in this we don't know much about how Amora is dating someone seriously. TT has been supportive, so shout out to TT. What I'm talking about though is like what is talked about a lot on social media, what is like been the trend, and what gets hype is how those four Black women are acting. I'm not saying that all of us act that way, but what I'm telling you, and it's a good point, white people who are already racist or who have negative judgments, they're not going to think about the good stuff. There's people every day racist who they're gonna critique the Black person who commits a crime, they're going to ignore Barack Obama. They're going to ignore the successful black people. They do it all the time. So it could have been just one black person who was acting a fool. They're going to align themselves with their bias. And so when you have four people who are aligning with their bias, it's fucking embarrassing. What they are acting like children. It's not fucking funny. It's deplorable. Like I think you and I, we kind of give like a calm in comparison to how bad it is. We're just kind of giving a calm reality. The reality is it's actually pathetic the way they behave. Like that
No,
shit is
no,
bizarre. Even the breakdown
yeah,
at night, and it's just fucking insane. They haven't even
yeah,
known these
no,
people
it's
for one
spooky.
full month yet.
Yeah, it's spooky. I completely agree. But I guess so. I guess I kind of see why you think it's like a looks bad on us sort of thing because you're viewing it as Melanie and Kata and Trinity and Anaya. I'm only viewing it as Trinity and Anaya because I don't know what Melanie got going on. You know what I'm saying? She probably don't claim to even be black herself. So I'm not gonna
But she's
claim
of
Melanie.
color. But to white people though, that when you of color,
I don't care
so
what
it's
white
fun.
people think about race. They don't
But
know anything.
you say
So
you
like
don't.
I
But
don't
what
care
I'm
what white
saying,
people think about race. They don't generally know. So
right? But
like
what I'm
so
saying is,
I'm talking about from my perspective as somebody that knows about race. I don't really consider them to be because they might not consider themselves black. I mean, Kate is a biracial from New Hampshire. I don't
but
know how black she
the reason
considers
why
herself to be.
yeah, the reason why I say regardless of how you label yourself, your white people's view of you is still going to be if you have color on you, so they're going to see you as black, and so they're going to then come, even though you're like they're ignorant to whatever, that's fair, but their biases, their racism, how they treat you negatively, when they see color on you, they're going to, regardless if you identify as Jamaican, Haitian, African American, when you have color on
So
you, they're
you're
going
thinking of the
to
one drop rule, which is created by racist white supremacists, and I don't subscribe to
ex-
that.
I don't subscribe to it either, but what I'm saying is the
So
reality is
I mean I don't that it's not
but
reality though.
let me
Is
explain my
white
point though.
supremacy juicy?
Let me explain my point though. The reality is
All
you
right,
can
go ahead.
subscribe to whatever you want to, and you can identify however you like. But when you have some people who, let's say I'm a racist cop, you can have your little agreement. But as a racist cop, I don't give a damn. As long as you have a drop of color on you, you can call yourself whatever you want. I'm going to still stereotype you negatively. So I'm giving you the lens of they don't care, they're ignorant, but they're
So
still
do you
going to
think
put that
racist
hate.
cops watch Love Island and are stereotyping black people based off of Love Island
So racist
not
people are
some
not just limited to
predetermined
cops.
oh, now I'll let you talk and not some predetermined bias that they have about black people that they've been building for their entire life. Love Island's not affecting that. They're racist.
Exactly, they're
So
racist, but
yeah, so I'm not subscribing to oh, Kata looks like she is gets a little bit tan. Kata has way more white DNA than she does black. Like just objectively, if she did a DNA test, we would see way more European ancestry than we did African, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying
so you're arguing
when
different points.
Kata,
We talking two
hey,
different things.
relax, bro, relax. Bro. So I'm saying when Kata is out here acting ratchet and ghetto, I'm not seeing that and viewing that as reflecting on black people because she's barely black. You know what I'm saying? Like she's a biracial. She's mixed. She's her own category, right? And when Melanie is doing that same thing, you know what I'm saying, and she's, you know what I'm saying, acting all blah 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 blah. She don't call herself black. Probably she might say I'm Dominican, I'm Puerto Rican, whatever the case may be, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm only really gonna take the people that reflect badly on black people as Anaya and Trinity, and that's Anaya and Trinity. Whereas we also got Amora and Titi, and Amora and Titi, they've been in relationships so far. Mora was not, she's showed herself in a positive light on every turn so far, and you know what I'm saying, represented herself really well with Sincere. She didn't act crazy, she didn't act toxic, she didn't really, and same with Sydney. Sydney has been the most mature woman on this entire show, and she's a dark skinned queen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no, we gotta chill. We gotta chill with the generalizations. In my
I'm
opinion.
not giving generalizations. I'm just giving you an objective lens. What you said about Sydney is true, but also Sydney's not on the show. So like if there's people who are going to be put on blast, it's not going to be Sydney. She's a classy woman, yes, but she was on the show for like 5 seconds. So like what I'm saying is like the women who were pushed on social media, these narratives, they are, you may not be thinking about it, which is fair. But it is a representation. Everything is a representation. And you may not consider like again Melanie black. That's fine. She's a person of color. She
I
has
think
black
Melly is
skin.
considered herself black.
Black is an umbrella of different things. A black person can be Dominican. A black person can be African American. A black person can be Nigerian. Black generally is an umbrella, and there's different parts. But what I'm telling you is, you have people of color who are acting immature. That may not ring anything to you, but I do think that their representation does matter, and it is kind of embarrassing. That's all I'm saying.
I don't really care about the people of color thing. I care about black people. It's black people. It's races. We're not people of color,
right?
Because a lot of those people of color are racist towards black people. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Including
fair.
Yeah, I mean, you live in New York. You know, I don't got to tell you. You live in the most multicultural city.
I'm around everybody.
You know, there's plenty of racist Dominicans that don't consider themselves black that might look like black people, or racist Puerto Ricans that don't consider themselves black, and you know, whatever the case may be. And I'm saying we should not be attributing Melanie's behavior to black people, because she comes from one of those cultures. And as far as what I know, she hasn't called herself black on any of her social media. So you
you're not gathering my point. You're not getting my point.
I just don't care about the people of color, dog. Like what?
You're still not getting my point. I never said you didn't, though. You're not getting my point.
The way white people view like Hispanics is not representative of black people.
So here's what I want you to gather. Okay, when they see Melanie, they're not thinking, although she is Dominican, when they see someone like her, there's some Dominicans who are darker than me. If I'm an ignorant, racist, hateful, spiteful white person in power, if I see,
why are you talking to me from that perspective, though? I don't get it. Why is that your perspective?
If you would just listen and stop trying to like just listen, right? There are situations.
I've asked you that before, though.
But you every time I'm giving my answer, you're not really listening to get the answer. Let's say you're in a position of power, right? Whether you're a policeman or whether you are hiring or whatever the fuck it is, right? And you're ignorant, right? They're ignorant. We've established that they are ignorant in terms of like, this is Dominican. And I've heard it happen time and time again, where this person there's officers who will just, or people who identify, okay, this person has black skin, they're black. They don't give a fuck if you're Dominican, Jamaican, African American, right? So all I'm getting at is, you have people.
But Melanie's not a black Dominican, though. She's not black. She doesn't have coily curly hair.
So you gotta listen. See, you're not getting my point. Can you listen?
You're not getting my point, brother.
If you listen. Black. I get your point. You don't understand my point. Listen,
Melanie's not a black person, bro.
Black is not limited to African Americans.
It doesn't matter what a racist.
Black is not limited to your hair. Black is not limited to your hair texture, and black
kind of is. It's a phenotype.
It's not, though. That's your opinion. No, there's African Americans who have curly hair. It's not. It's black. Being black is not limited to your hair.
Bro, just because you view Melanie as a black person,
so you don't think black people have?
You
don't think black people have a softer hair or different type of hair textures? So at the moment that a black
not
person
like Melanie's, no, she's a Hispanic woman.
I'm not.
They're a
but you can be Hispanic but have black skin.
Let me educate you. Let me educate you on Hispanic ancestry. Let me educate you on Hispanic ancestry. It's a combination of African, European, and indigenous. It's indigenous. It's African and it's European. It's all three. It's not just African ancestry. They have indigenous culture as well. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like it's not. It doesn't really have to do with. Bro, why are you typing to the chat instead of listening to me? And then you're gonna say I'm not listening to you.
I am listening to you. I'm multitasking.
But what did I say?
What?
What did I say?
You just talked about how there's different. You're talking about hair texture and relating it to different.
I was not. You see, I was not. What I was saying was that Hispanic people are a combination of different heritage, including indigenous culture, which is not at all black people. It's indigenous blood, which is the primary. You can sigh, but that's just fact. It's indigenous.
You give me a definition of black. Give me a definition of black.
African ancestry. Someone with majority African ancestry. It's that simple. It's not complicated at all.
Okay, if that's how you feel, like so black.
If that's how I feel, you can't define a black person now.
No, I can. Can you?
If
you would listen, you don't. So you don't think there's. So you don't think there's black. We have all originated from Africa, right? So you have people who are originated from Africa and they have descended to the island of. Let's think about Haiti, for example. Haiti to Spanish-speaking countries. There are people who are from African descent that are in Spanish-speaking countries. So you can't say just because they're
African, it's not Haitian. They went their ancestry is African. It's not Haitian. It's African ancestry.
Exactly. But exactly, they originate from Africa, but they're going to consider themselves Haitian because they're born and raised and have the culture of the Haitian community, but they originate from Africa. Two things can be true. Like you can, like we have been
That's not
spread
the
out.
same
We
thing at
originate.
all.
So
That's
you're
not the
not
same thing
listening,
at
bro.
all. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
You're not listening.
That's not
You're
what
not
I. That's
listening.
no. You're talking about something completely different. There's
I'm
black
not.
people from these countries. No, you listen to me real quick. All right. There's black people from these countries. Yes. Melanie's not one of those black people. She's not a black person. She is someone that clearly looks like a Native American. Okay. Like she's one of those people who would have already been in America or whatever, wherever the case may be. They might have migrated from Antarctica or whatever across the land
Not
bridge. That's what they
Antarctica.
say.
I'm weak.
Yeah, that's what they say in the books. I've read books about
Okay.
this shit, by the way, right? And they say in the books they might have crossed on the land bridge or whatever to get here. In Sapiens, they reference that or whatever. They also reference the fact that what I'm saying, they could have traveled like the Eskimos are kind of similar in regard to like their kind of ancestry and genealogy, right? You know what I'm saying? So it could be something like that. But if you're gonna sit here and claim that just because she has tan skin, like no, you can look at a black person and tell when they're a black person.
And so
And black
you're
people
solely, and
don't
so
have
you're solely focused on Melanie with this argument.
no. I think I clearly said
I'm not saying that
ancestry.
Melanie is
I think
not
I
Dominican. I'm
okay.
not saying that Melanie is Dominican.
Maybe I just need to clarify here because okay. Can you listen to me real quick?
I'm listening to you.
You're clicking around, bro. I see you. I see the camera moving and shaking. And last time I was doing that, you weren't listening to me. So what I'm
I'm
gonna say real
listening to
quick.
you. I was about to read because we're on a live. I was going to read to you what a Dominican, like where they're from. I was going to read it to you so we can have some clarity here. But I'm listening to you. Go ahead and listen. Go ahead and talk. I'm listening.
Yeah. Yeah, so Melanie looks like she's from, what I'm saying, or she would have ancestry from one of the Caribbean countries, right? Let's say she's Dominican. I don't actually know, but let's say she's hypothetically Dominican, right? There are black Dominicans. One of my best friend is a black Dominican. He has an afro, right? Melanie, that's because he would have ancestors who were, slaves that landed in the Hispaniola Island or whatever on the Dominican side or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Which there were less
Exactly.
Africans on the Dominican side or whatever, so on and so forth, right? My friend,
That's
he
what I've
also
been
has
arguing.
no.
You've been focusing on Melanie and
no.
her hair
Listen
color.
to me,
I'm
bro. I'm
talking
not
about all
done yet. I'm
Dominicans.
not done. Please listen to me. I'm not done. I'm not done. I'm not
Go
done.
ahead.
I'm not done. Okay, this isn't the point yet. This isn't the point. That's the basis. All right. So that's the framework, right? There are people like that. Okay, Melanie's not one of those people. And I can tell this because of the way her hair grows. Because black women's hair usually does not grow like that. Her hair grows the way that someone's hair would grow if they're an indigenous person or an Indian person, right? Or an Asian person. It's long and it's straight. It's not coily at all, right? You know what I'm saying? She might have some African ancestry, but it might be maybe 10 or 20% if she did a DNA test. And based off that 10 or 20%, you can't just call her a black person. That's racist within itself.
Okay, I'm going to read out something that was said. You're talking about race from a genetic standpoint. He's talking about race as a social construct. You guys are talking about the same thing from a completely different framework. So that's what I'm telling you is like, I know exactly what you're saying. What I'm telling you, though, is from the lens of people on the outside who are not of any type of color, no type of melanin, they're just saying you guys are all people of color. So all I'm saying is to people who have dark skin, non-white skin, they're just an embarrassment. That's all I'm saying. There's a set of like some black people, black Americans, a lot of black Americans just think if you're black American, black starts and ends with black American. Black is an umbrella that includes African Americans, Jamaicans, Haitians, everyone who originates from Africa, people who have melanin. And even if that's not your personal opinion, people who are racist, right? They look at anybody who has any type of color on them. Even you're talking about the curly hair. If you compare a person of white hair, they don't have curly hair like Melanie. So in their eyes, and you shake your head, that's fine. But I'm telling you how they think. This is not about like what you think, what I think. I'm telling you how from their lens.
And I'm talking about what I know. You're talking about what white people think.
I'm talking about. See, we're talking about two different things. I'm talking about
what I know. And you're talking about what white people think.
Okay, if that's what you're gathering from this, if this is what you gather, all I'm talking about is representation and embarrassment. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, white people don't view Asian. They view Asian people as the model minority, for example, right? They don't view all people of color as people of color. They view Indian people, for example, as extremely smart people that they can bring in to do certain tech jobs, or people from Asian countries. They view as that way, right?
Yeah, they view Asians as smart.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not people of color. You know what I'm saying? They view black people as
Yeah.
violent and as
So we have
they
darker
view
color,
they
right?
view Hispanic people as hardworking in this. You know what I'm saying? There's racists for each and every single different race. It has
Mm-hmm.
nothing to do with people of color. And furthermore, I will say it again, a lot of those people of color are also racist against black people. And black people can be
Of
racist
course.
towards those other groups as well. So it's
Of course.
very childish, stupid, primitive. It's caveman like. You're thinking like a 1970s white
I'm
person.
thinking like
I
a
live in I
caveman.
live I
I'm thinking
live in
like
the
a
South.
caveman.
You're
I'm
talking like
thinking
one.
that way, or are
Yeah,
they thinking that way? I'm
dog.
just
I
telling you.
don't even know
So
white people that think
here's
that way.
the
I don't
reality.
even know white people
I'm,
that think that way, bro. So I
here's
don't know
what
what you're
that's your
referencing, bro.
experience. That's your
I don't even
experience.
know. I live in the
That's your
South, and I don't even
experience,
know white
and
people
good
that think
for
that
you.
way.
That's your experience, and good for you. I'm communicating to you how some fools think. Like I'm not telling you that's how I think or what I
So you're
believe.
arguing for the fool?
Okay, all I
I
was
don't. I
telling
know.
you,
No, I'm trying to
all I was
understand.
doing, if you're not listening, so what's the
I'm
point
trying to
of you like?
understand,
Well,
bro.
I don't think you are. So there's no point of me even like continuing the conversation because you're not trying to understand. You're just trying to deflect. We're talking about two different things, bro. I'm just trying to tell you how people are looking at us, and you're taking that as that's my thought process. We talked about on this live several times how we give different perspectives and objective lens. All I was doing was giving you the idea of an ignorant. Let's be clear: racist people are stupid. They are ignorant. They are hateful. So their thought process is not going to make sense. I'm trying to articulate to them how they're thinking, but you're making it seem like that's and you're gonna offend me and say, "Oh, I have
So
a
what's your point?
caveman
I'm
way of
confused. What's your
thinking."
point? What's your point? What's your
Like
point? What's your point, dog?
the point is, you're not listening. That's the point, and we can just agree to disagree.
Bro, you don't even know what you're arguing for. You don't have
So
a
now
point
I don't.
because
So now I
you
don't
don't
know
have
what
a
I'm
point.
arguing. Are you not
Tell me
listening, or I
then.
don't know what I'm
Tell
arguing
me.
for?
Tell me, bro.
It's no
Tell me.
point. I've been trying to argue this with you for the last probably 30 minutes, and you didn't really listen. So I just said, if I said it several times and you still don't get it, let's just agree to disagree.
Bro, because I would make a point and then you would say, no, but this is what racists think. I
Because
don't
the
give a fuck
point,
what
like
racists
the
think,
stuff
dog.
that
I'm
you're
telling
saying,
you,
this stuff.
racists don't even watch Love Island, dog. So what does that even matter?
So no racists watch Love Island. So everybody that watch.
This show with majority black people, I'm sure they don't. I'm sure they probably
Oh my
don't.
god, that's funny to me. Okay. Okay. And so let me guess, racist people wouldn't also become a president of all types of people because they wouldn't want to govern black people? Is that a true statement? We know it's not. Racist people
There's
do
not
everything.
majority black
So
people in
racist
America.
people don't
There's
watch
majority black
basketball.
people.
So racist people don't watch basketball because there's black players playing. Racist people don't watch soccer because there's people of color. Racist people come in all shapes and forms. I could really care less about what they think at the
Racist
end of the day.
people are
What I'm trying
not
to
tuning
communicate
in
to you,
every night
even
to watch a show where black dudes
let's
are
let's put
toning down
racism
white
aside.
girls. They're not. They're not. They're not.
Okay,
They're
let's
not.
put
And if
racism
you think
aside.
so, you're delusional, bro. You're
Let's put.
delusional.
I'm
They're not tuning
delusional.
into Love
So
Island.
all right, cool. So let's put racism aside. As little,
This is
there
a
are
show.
some
This is a
young
show
black.
for
Oh, you're
women and
not
gay
listening.
people,
Okay,
bro.
okay. There are some young black kids, right? People who have color who are watching this show, right? And what I'm trying to tell you is the cast are putting in they're putting negative stereotypes. Yeah, I see you looking around because kids shouldn't be watching this show. I agree with, if that's what you're thinking, I get it. But there are some teenagers, young adults who are watching this show, and all I'm saying is the women and how they're showing up. It's not anything to be proud of. That was my argument. They're embarrassing, is what I'm trying to say. So
And so
I could care.
this is what
So
I was saying. They're
I'm
just
just trying, and all I was trying to do was just give you different perspectives. It wasn't about what I think. And I think that you were, when I was talking, you were thinking that I care about what they think or that this is what I'm defining as this or that. When I'm trying to, the only thing that I was defining to you is that black is an umbrella and that it comes like there's black can be Jamaican, Haitian, all this. That's what I was articulating to you. But what I was trying to say was certain people don't give a fuck about any of that. They're going to mistreat you just because how dark your skin is. They could care less about your hair texture. You care about it. I can care about it. And that's fine. But all I was trying to say is how they're looking. And if you don't give a fuck about their opinion and how they look at us, perfect. But think about the young kids. All I was saying, my point is
okay.
they're fucking embarrassing. That's what I was trying to say. They're fucking embarrassing.
So
That's all I was
this is why I said I didn't know your point, because you're talking about young kids on one stand, and then you're also talking about what the
because you was
racists
bringing
think.
up random stuff.
So hey, hold up. I'll let you go for like 5 minutes. So on one hand, it's about what do the black people think who are watching this show? They're not getting good representation. And what I said originally to that, which is what started this all, was that okay, but there's two black girls that do a lot and are a little bit loud and kind of violent with her approach, and kind of cursing and all that stuff, on people bitches and stuff. But there's also two black girls that don't do that, right? So it's half and half, right? So they got good representation. They got two things of good representation, two things of bad representation. And then you started talking about, what I'm saying? Oh, but what about Kata and what about Melanie, right? And I said they're not really black people, right? You know what I'm saying? They're biracials, right? You know what I'm saying? In response to this, what I'm saying, you start talking about the racist people and how they view it, right? But this originally started with what young black girls think watching this show, right? You know what I'm saying? So young black girls, they're not watching this show and viewing themselves as that biracial woman. They're watching the show viewing themselves as Amora, as TT, as Anaya, as Trinity, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's half and half is what I'm saying with the representation here. And I think that's why there's that disconnect, is because I'm viewing there as being 4 black women on the show, 2 of which are good representation, 2 of which are bad, and you're viewing there as 6 black women on the show, you know what I'm saying, 4 bad, 2 good, right? You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying, like, I think the problem is that we weren't out of the lens of viewing it in that one regard as to excuse me, we didn't step out and talk about, okay, this is the problem with like, it should have been 2 separate combos. One combo is about
and I kept saying that. I was like, I get what you're saying, but this is what I'm trying to say. I get, like, you just calmly like said it, and then like what you just said there without being disrespectful and without insulting, like that kind of makes sense of what you're saying. But we were saying 2 different things. What I was saying was people of color, right? And I was saying like people of color and how we're looked at. You can be a person of color and look like Kata. You can be a person of color and look like Melanie. You can be a person of color and look like Trinity. And even if you don't agree with the whole of color thing, what I'm trying to get you to understand is not like I'm giving you the lens of how other people think. This is how other people think. I do a lot of research. The same way you read and do research, I do this too, but it's also common sense. And so I think like what you were saying is not inherently wrong. We're just saying 2 different points. Like, and I think that's why I kind of repeated what that person, the commenter, said. Like, this whole argument must be about, or this discourse must be about miscommunication at the end of the day. I get where you're coming from. Your stance is Melanie and Kata is not the black in which you would define it as black, right? That's fair. That's your opinion, and that's like how you're receiving it. My perspective is this is embarrassing for how people have, because like the comparison is, when we look at the other white women on the cast, if we're going to compare color versus no color, you don't see Jen, you don't see Kenzie. Well, Kenzie has her little moments here and there, but you don't see the white people on this cast acting. If you had to, she does the splits and she does all the stuff. But when you think about the disrespect to black men in terms of like calling people, or she does call them a bitch, but I just feel like the gang up, seeing the Trinity gang up, the Kata gang up, the Anaya gang up, the Melanie gang up, all these 4 people of color ganging up and disrespecting these black men on this show, and how it gets so toxic, and Anaya standing up and running over towards KC and bawling down, crying like she's on a movie set. That's the stuff that I'm saying is embarrassing people of color as we compare it to the others. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying whether it's right or wrong. Well, it is kind of wrong. I don't like it. But I'm not saying like we should be trying to please white people. I'm not really saying that. I'm just telling you how it looks. It's embarrassing. That's my argument. The shit is embarrassing. I don't stand for it. But to your point, shout out to Sydney. She handled herself well. She didn't last on the show, so she's not going to be the token black girl that's the model for the show, because she's not on the cast like the other ones are. But she is a great representation. To your point, Amora is handling herself so far beautifully. I'm very proud of how she's showing up. Shout out to TT. I told you I love TT. I think she's great. I'm not bashing all the black women on this cast, but there is some embarrassment and it needs to be talked about. And that's why we talk about it right now. And that's why social media going crazy, because it's a lot of toxicity. It's really all I was saying.
No, yeah. I mean, I think there is a lot being done. I'm just not willing to. I'm not willing to say that, because I think Casey and Corbin are just as embarrassing. I think Casey and Corbin are extremely embarrassing. Like, I mean, the way Corbin talks like a fucking dumbass. You know what I'm saying? As much as I love Corbin, he's probably my favorite Islander at this point. He talks like an idiot. He's not good representation for black men. He's a knucklehead. He's literally,
he's a fuckboy.
It feels like a D1 jock fuckboy. So
Yeah.
it's biased to say specifically black women. It's biased. It is, and I sensed it and I called it out. That's why I didn't like it. I didn't like it. It was biased. It was biased.
You think it's biased?
I thought it was
That's your
biased. I thought it was
opinion.
biased. I thought it was biased.
That
I really did. I really did. I really
I can
did.
respect it.
And that's why I called it out. That's why I called it out because at the end of
I
the
can
day,
tell.
bro, everybody on this show, in my opinion, is a terrible representation of their race. Period. Not just black people. Melanie's a bad representation of Hispanic people, along with Sincere, and I mean they're both
Yeah,
representation
people
of
of
the
color. Yeah.
toxic Hispanic stereotype. No, not people of color, but Hispanic people
They
specifically.
they are people of color.
People of color is a bad term, but yeah, they're minorities. They're minorities, sure. They have melanated skin. They might have more European
Exactly. That's my
ancestry
point. They have
than
exactly, they have melanated skin. That's my point.
I mean, but also so do Italians, and so do Greek people. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that simple. And
Exactly. Which
yeah,
is why we're having a
I'm
whole
not going
discourse about
to
it.
and yeah, and I'm not gonna say that people of color reflect badly on this show because the Kenzie
But you
is the worst representation again, as I
right.
pointed
You
out,
listen.
and so that's where the bias comes from. That's where the bias because I say
But
you
let me tell
say
you
no
how
no
it's
no
not
hold
biased.
up real quick let me get this off and you can go.
Cook.
You say you know what I'm saying the fact that well look at the white people on the show they don't represent themselves that way and then you say well look at Kenzie and then I'm like
I'm talking about
and then you're
no,
like
as it
okay
relates
and
to
then you're like okay well Kenzie does do a lot with the splits and I'm like Kenzie's the most ratchet girl on the show right and then you know what I'm
I
saying
agree with you there.
now it's like okay now we got to roll it back you know what I'm saying because you know what I'm saying you start talking and then you realize you can't even stand
No.
on that
I can let me be very clear with
and
you, Brandon.
earlier in the episode, I pointed out that Jim was
I
being
can't even
ratchet.
talk.
You didn't cop that. You didn't peep
Wait,
that, man.
who's being ratchet?
I pointed out that Jim was piping up and was doing a lot during the challenge. You didn't peep that, bro. You did not peep that. You know
What
what I'm
did
saying?
Jen
So
do in the chat?
I pointed out earlier in the live. I mean, it was like an hour and a half ago. You know what I'm saying? But like I pointed out that she was yelling and she was taking part. She was partaking because I think you said the white girls weren't yelling. So I said no, Jen was because I did see Jen doing that. Oh, you said that Kenzie wasn't calling people a bitch. Or you said Kenzie's not calling the black man on the show a bitch just 5 minutes
Oh,
ago.
no,
And
I
then
know.
you
I
said,
literally,
and
I
then you
said, no,
said,
I
oh
corrected
wait, yes
myself
she
right
does.
after that. I
But
corrected
why did you
myself right
start
after
to
that.
say something wrong? It's because of the bias, bro. It's because of the
So,
bias. You
all right,
started
can I
saying
speak now?
something wrong off the bat. You
Can
would
I,
never do that, and you would
can
never
I,
start to put your mouth
speak?
to
Can
say
I
something
speak?
negative or positive that was wrong about an Ivy or Trinity.
Can I speak now?
Yeah, yeah, you got the floor.
All right, cool. I have to people who've watched our lives since the beginning of time when we've started doing lives on this show, and to even you, I have literally critiqued every single cast member on this cast, good and bad, regardless of their skin color. I personally am not a white person, and so how white people show up I could care less of. I've talked about how we talked about how Kenzie, you talked about the black scent. I talked about how she does splits. I was like, and I have said on this same live, we need some black. I've said we need some white people. I even talked when I talked about Gal. I said we need a white fuck boy to show the fuck boy for the white people. Like I'm not. It's I give it even to every single person. As a black person, though, I care about how black people are shown if I'm going to care about anybody in terms of like wanting it to look like some type of sense, I'm going to advocate for black people to do better. So when I say they're embarrassed, some of them are embarrassing and toxic and immature, which we have all said that we have clowned a lot of these women on this cast, regardless of their color, but we have all said things that is critique based. So tonight, when I'm saying that they're embarrassing, is because I expect better for my people because I care about my people. It's not because I'm trying to put them down. In order for us to grow as a community, we have to highlight, you know what I mean, how we can grow. But it does not mean that I'm sitting here putting white people above us. It's just that I'm rooting for us and I'm talking about our challenges. But I want to be very clear. Nobody on this cast is perfect or whatever. There's room for growth. So like I don't want anybody leaving this live thinking that I'm trying to specifically put us down because the reason why I came at those four women specifically is worse. Kenzie is a white woman. I'm gonna expect her to be disrespectful. What I saw a problem with is you have four people of color. Okay, and if you don't like the whole four people of color, let's go with the two black women. We have two black women who are literally disrespecting this black man on television. I'm offended by that. They will not let KC talk. Okay, they're not letting KC talk. They're shutting him up, and Naya is extremely disrespectful. So the problem I have is how people of color can be disrespectful to the black man, but it seems to be like a lot of respect given to the white guys. That's all I'm saying. So let's be very clear about it. I'm not trying to put us down, but I am going to call it out. It's juicy real talk. We keep it real and we call shit out. That's how I felt about it. So I just want to clear that up. But I respect you and I appreciate you for advocating for black women, because if it does sound like I'm being biased, or if I'm, mistreating or whatever the fuck it is, I appreciate you. I appreciate you for defending the women. I appreciate that, because like I need that.
I get you, and I want to clarify.
Yeah.
No, I get you and understand that perspective. I'm black, Brandon's black, so I'm just worried about what black people are doing on the show. I get it. I get it from that perspective. I just don't like I guess I didn't like the macro statement of, well, the white girls on the show don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, when we start to think about it, we're like, oh,
they're not disrespecting. Well, they're not disrespecting the black men the way the black
a piece of trash. You know what I'm saying?
But he deserved that shit. He deserved that shit though.
But see, I mean, okay, but see, here we go, bro. We can't make excuses one way. We can't make excuses.
He literally disrespected her. So she was getting her lick back.
Nah, bro, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm not gonna have this debate. Yeah, but I mean, no, we absolutely cannot give Kinsey excuses, because with that 3-day relationship she had with Corbin, that's fuck out of here. No, we're not gonna do that, bro. We're not gonna do that.
Hey, we don't have to have an hour debate about it.
She was just as disrespectful as the black girls have been, really. You know what I'm saying?
When Casey's talking, is she like Trinity, who has nothing to do with it? My thing with Kenzie is she's talking to a person that she has a problem with. She had a problem with Corey. She came at him and she said what she said. I'm not defending the things that she said, but she said what she said. What I'm talking about, as I told you earlier, black people disrespecting black people. Trinity had no reason to disrespect KC. She feels compelled to disrespect another black man for no reason. That's not her issue. I don't see Kenzie jumping in telling KC to shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying. But I'm not, just please believe and understand, I'm not putting Kenzie on a pedestal over black women. That's not what's happening. But I'm telling you my disappointment in how black women are showing up and
I don't think you're putting her on a pedestal, but you are giving her way more of a leash than you're giving the black girls on the show. And
I'm not giving her a leash.
I mean, I think you were probably doing it with Kata too. You know what I'm saying? And see,
I critique Kata. What are you talking about?
It took a while. But I mean, and this is the reason why I'm very loose and specific with the people of color shit, because you see how they all got quiet when Sincere was talking. Rest my case.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. The disrespect, right?
You know what I'm saying? But hey, I mean, that's because he's not black. You know what I'm saying? Sincere, they don't view Sincere as a black man, so they're gonna disrespect him and be racist towards him because they view Casey as the bottom of the barrel because he's the black one, right? You know what I'm saying?
He's more Afrocentric.
I'm not sure Sincere considers himself black either. You know what I'm saying? He might also just be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I mean, Casey is the one 100%
African American.
Yeah, he's a 100%. He's the one black person. He's the one black person in the villa. On the male side. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I'd say black person, because
the reason why I say no black person, because a black person can be a Jamaican, a black person can be a Haitian, a black person is not limited to African American. I think that's why we're having.
They have to be
black. What do you mean a black Jamaican?
Since they have to be black. They have to be.
You mean a melanated? What do you mean a black Jamaican? They're not white.
Someone that has African descent primarily, like not a white Jamaican.
Jamaicans. Have you ever been to Jamaica?
Hold up. Let me clear this shit up. Fuck. If you're white and you're born in Jamaica, you're a Jamaican. If you're black and you're born in Jamaica, you're a Jamaican. You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So obviously, I'm talking about the black Jamaican. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So
when I say black as an umbrella, I'm talking about they have that melanated skin. You can have melanated skin and live in Jamaica.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what
I'm talking about.
No.
How you gonna tell me what I'm talking about?
You're talking about countries, bro. You're talking about countries. You say there's black Jamaicans.
Now you're getting clarity. Now you're getting context.
I'm talking about skin.
I am too. So now you're getting it. When I say black is an umbrella, I'm saying you can have black,
bro. Sincere don't got the skin. He's biracial,
bro. But and that's why he's a color. He's a color.
I'm talking about hair. I'm talking about
genes. Of color.
Not black color. Hispanic color.
Did I say he was a black color? I say he's of color. So don't like. I think that maybe we should define the labels because you're hearing stuff and like I
Dude,
think
when
it's
I said he
triggering
was
you.
black, you disagreed with me 5 seconds ago.
I said he's
Literally
of
five
color.
seconds ago.
How many people on the chat? Didn't you guys say of color?
Or,
What do you mean?
excuse me,
I
excuse
said
me,
he's of
excuse me.
color.
My bad. I misspoke. When I said he
Yeah.
wasn't black, you said you disagreed with me. When I said Casey was the only black man, you disagreed with me. And you said, well, there's Sincere. And then I said, Sincere's not a black man. He is Hispanic.
I said Sincere is of color.
Sure, that's not black.
I didn't say he was black.
What? Okay,
So
why are you correcting me then? Like, why are you chiming in?
I'm chiming in because you
You don't
literally just
disagree.
said I'm chiming in because
I
are
said
you
he's
listening
not a
to me?
black
Am I?
man.
I said
I
he's
said
of
he's not a
color.
black man. You said,
Okay,
oh, he's
color.
of color. Like it's
Yeah.
correcting me though. So do you disagree or no? I'm confused.
I was just you said he's not a black man, right? All I'm
Yes,
saying, and all I was saying was, but to my point, because I talked about on the show people of color, he's of color. For me, if you're not white, you're of color. And so I was just saying he's of color. That's all.
I don't disagree with that. I was saying he's
I
not
wasn't
black.
correcting you
That was my
though. Okay,
point.
cool. Yeah, he's not black, and I said he's of color. That's all.
Okay, yeah. So as I was saying, Casey's the only black man in the villa, which is why they disrespect him in the way that they don't disrespect Sincere, because Sincere's not a black man and Casey is a black man. Are we on the same page?
I'm following. I've been on the same page with you. I'm following you.
Okay, all right. That's what I was trying to say. Was that Casey's a black man, Sincere's not, so they disrespect Casey, and Sincere gets to let talk. That's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah. You remember earlier when I was saying how I think that's definitely a point what you just said, but remember earlier when we was talking about how the charge for Casey was so hot because it starts with Anaya. Anaya starts cutting him off, and so then everybody else chimes in. Melanie was silent. She let him talk, and so nobody else. I mean, your point is valid, but also want you to keep in mind like the whole Anaya battery pack situation.
Yeah. There's multifacets to it all, but yeah, I do gotta head to sleep.
Yeah, it's
It's
getting late.
about that time.
Well, it's been a fun live. It's been a chaotic
That's been
live.
fun life.
And this how you know it's been a good live when we have had disagreements. That's what happens when you're talking about race and everything else that we've talked about tonight.
Race
Shout
and
out
love,
to
race and love on Love Island.
yes, sir. All right, Brandon, I appreciate you for tonight. To everybody on this live, appreciate you. There's been a lot of people in here. Yo, guys, we've been rocking for a while. Shout out to TL. TL, I love you. Appreciate you. You've been here since day one. We have Ross. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe and turn your notifications on. Me and Brandon, we go live like right after the episode, or it'll be like the following day. So sometimes it changes. So like turn your notifications on so you'll know. But shout out to Sarashri. I'm probably messed up your name. Shout out to Brian Pumper, Jazz Princess.
All right, appreciate everybody.
All right, Brandon, appreciate you. Shout out
All
to
right,
Anthony. Shout out to everybody who's just been listening, who didn't even comment. Thank you, King Cash. Yeah, this has been a crazy live, guys. But this is what happened. Shout out to Nigerian girl. Damn, we had a lot of people on here tonight. But yeah, shout out to everybody. It got crazy tonight. Race is controversial. What I was trying to express to Brandon tonight though is as black people, right? Let's just say you are Jamaican and you choose to identify as Jamaican. You don't want to call yourself black, right? Because black Americans have coined black as solely to like black Americans, right? Like it's like we think that we're the only black thing, the only person of melanin. But there is people who are racist, okay, who's going to treat you a certain way. They don't give a fuck if you identify as Nigerian, Haitian, Jamaican, African American, Dominican. There's some Dominicans. I live in New York, as he said. I see it all. So I know what the heck I'm talking about. There are some Dominicans, some Puerto Ricans, some people who have darker skin than me. So my point is the outside world could really care less about how you choose to identify. They're looking at you solely based upon you have dark skin. And because you have dark skin, I'm going to treat you a certain way. I'm going to judge you a certain way. And that's why sometimes I would go back and forth between black as an umbrella and also person of color. Because unfortunately, regardless of respecting people's identity, we should always respect, like people generally should respect however anybody chooses to identify. Nobody should be subject to racism, but there are people who could give a fuck. And I'm talking about, there are racist white people who could care less about how you choose to identify. They're going to, if a Jamaican goes into a store and robs that store, and then someone who's African American, come in the next day and I look similar to them, they don't give a fuck if I'm Jamaican or not. I have black skin, and so I'm going to be judged. That's all I was trying to articulate in my argument with him. Um, but I understand his perspective as well. You know, there's it's race and race relations and POVs of how different people receive things is going to vary. You know, depending on the person. It's a very complicated subject, and I think that when we are having race talk, it has to be something that's, said with delicacy and understanding from both sides. I think there was times when both he and I both got heated, both got a little bit disrespectful, but I think it's because like we're passionate about it, and it's can be one that it's just very complex. And so that was like crazy, but anyway, we're good. I appreciate you guys for just locking in. I'm exhausted. You guys are probably tired too. You probably had a lot of fun. Go ahead and click the like button if you enjoyed this video. I really appreciate y'all. I'm about to go ahead and catch me some ZZs because I'm tired. All right, y'all. Peace. Have a good night.